Chapter 2038. Just as Hercules escaped, he was immediately attacked by a large number of ice arrows. Although there is the protection of the Black Tortoise Great Formation, the ice is very strange. It can devour energy and then condense even more ice. The condensed ice is very strong. Hercules was frozen by the ice and was unable to move. When Qin Yun came over, he carefully investigated the surroundings and did not find any other people or beasts. But he was still ambushed. Qin Yun, who is sealed inside a huge ice ball, released nether sun fire to melt the ice around him. The power of this ice is much weaker during the day. If it is at night, it will be very difficult for me to get out. During this period of time, Qin Yun has a certain understanding of the Sun Holy Land's strange ice. The nether sun fire he released will be able to melt those strange ice. Qin Yun burned a very large hole inside the huge ice ball. After he drilled out of the hole, he immediately used light transformation sacred pupil to escape. After flying far away, Qin Yun promptly hid himself. Hercules' outer appearance is once again wrapped in a thick layer of white ice. After Qin Yun became invisible, he sealed the energy within his body to avoid being sensed by the cold energy. In the past few days, he has done some research on this kind of cold energy. This kind of strange cold energy is very sensitive to energy fluctuations. As long as there is a little energy fluctuation, a large amount of cold energy will gather over. Once the strange cold energy gathers together, it will crazily devour energy and then condense into a very strong, thick ice. Especially at night, this kind of thick ice is the most terrifying, and the devouring power of the cold energy is even stronger. Qin Yun, who has become invisible, crawled on the grass and flowers on the ground and looked at the direction where the ice arrow flew from. What is attacking me? Qin Yun looked over and released his mental power. Mental power is not energy, so it cannot be devoured by the strange ice. Hercules is motionless in place. Qin Yun approached Hercules bit by bit. He wants to enter. The ice arrow has no target, so it did not appear again. After Qin Yun approached Hercules, he quickly smashed the ice and entered the divine inscription mountain. After entering, Qin Yun saw that there are no major problems inside. Xiao Hua and others are also fine. He immediately felt relieved. Boss, you finally came to the sacred desolate. Shimin Dazhuang laughed. I knew you would definitely come. Xiao Hua was a little shocked and said, Boss, your cultivation is quite high. When did you come to the sacred wasteland? It hasn't been long. Qin Yun smiled and said, Are you all right? The black donkey walked over and rubbed its head against Qin Yun's waist. Boss, are you at the late-stage sage realm? Yeah, I'm about to make a breakthrough. I'll soon become a great sage, Qin Yun said. Seeing that the interior of the divine inscription mountain was fine, he was not worried. Yi Shaosong said, Headmaster, how did you find this place? It took us a lot of effort to get in. At this moment, the people of the inscription gate and the inscription beast were all talking about the situation they had entered. After Qin Yun heard that, he was secretly alarmed. The entrance to the divine inscription mountain was not the one Qin Yun entered from, but the one Azure Dragon and company went to. The entrance was at the bottom of the sea. One had to go through an underwater whirlpool channel to reach a space at the bottom of the sea. There was a spatial channel in that space. The resistance of the spatial channel is very great. Passing through consumed a lot of energy. The reason why they were able to find the entrance is because the inscription beast can sense that there is a channel there. Black Rat, by Zay, and Azure Dragon. These powerful inscription beasts can sense a strange soul fluctuation coming from a certain direction. Therefore, they went to find the entrance. After Qin Yun finished listening to their narration, he repeatedly exclaimed in admiration and asked, Then what kind of people did you meet here? They turned you into ice. The mountain god said, The people we met are from the ice race. These wretched people hid and shot arrows in the dark. They even froze us. I don't know what they want to do. Those bastards are very hateful. They have been playing tricks on us for many days. They just froze us, and after we broke the ice, they continued to freeze us. Xiaohua is also very angry when he mentioned this matter. The ancient ox devil said, Our cultivation is too low. We can't beat them when we go out. Moreover, we will turn into ice. Ice race? Are they humans from the Sun Holy Land? Qin Yun slightly frowned. What? This is a Sun Holy Land? The Fire Qilin said in astonishment. We are inside a Sun Holy Land? Xiao Hua and others are not unfamiliar with the Sun Holy Land. It is a very mysterious place in the Great Desolate. Every Sun Holy Land is different. Knowing that they are inside a Sun Holy Land, Xiao Hua and others sighed repeatedly. They also understand why this damn place is so dangerous. Boss, what do you think we should do? We are trapped here, Shiman Dazhuang said. Qin Yun looked at the mountain god and said, Old mountain, I will break the ice in a moment. After I escape, I will activate the great formation to conceal myself and turn small. Remember, don't let any energy leak out. Those ice are mainly formed by devouring energy. Soon after, Qin Yun told them about his research on the ice. After Xiao Hua and others finished listening, they exclaimed in admiration. Because they have always been trapped here, they don't know much about the situation outside. Just now, when Qin Yun broke the ice on the surface of the Titan God, the Mountain God and the little black donkey activated the Great Formation and released a very strong energy. Therefore, a thick layer of ice immediately condensed on the surface of the Titan God. After Qin Yun finished talking with them, he immediately arrived outside the Divine Inscription Mountain and used the floating cloud rod to quickly break the thick ice. After the thick ice was broken, the Titan God immediately became very small and disappeared. There is a concealment formation inside the Divine Inscription Mountain. It can make the entire Divine Inscription Mountain completely invisible. The Mountain God followed Qin Yun's instructions and didn't let any energy leak out. After escaping, he immediately ran away. Qin Yun promptly took out the 9 Heavens Dragon Lion cannon and shot towards a direction. The cannon shot is filled with very strong energy. As it flew out, it burst out with a burst of violent flame. It is a cannonball refined from sacred oil and mysterious sacred silver crystal. After the powerful energy burst out, a large number of ice arrows immediately chased after the cannonball. The speed of the ice arrows is very fast, but they can't catch up to the cannonball. They can only keep flying. After Qin Yun shot the cannonball, he immediately hit himself. Just now, he also saw where the ice arrows came from. This was a forest, and the ice arrow flew out from a mountain full of dense trees. He immediately approached the mountain stealthily. When Qin Yun arrived, he shot another cannonball towards a different direction. Suddenly, a large number of ice arrows brought along cold wind and whizzed out, chasing after the powerful energy cannonball. Truly miraculous. The ice seems to like flame energy very much. Qin Yun exclaimed in admiration in his heart. Flame can melt ice, but the ice in this place likes to absorb flame energy very much. He has already confirmed that the ice race people are inside the mountain ahead. Qin Yun, who was invisible, also sensed an ice-cold aura after entering the mountain. On a tree, Qin Yun looked at a tree on the mountain and saw a 7- or 8-year-old child standing on a thick branch. He carefully observed and discovered that there are children standing on top of some trees. They are holding something that looks like a white flute in their hands. It looks like it is a blow dart or something. These ice arrows were shot by these wimpy kids. Qin Yun is extremely shocked. He took out the flute-like 9 Heavens Dragon Lion cannon and shot towards the sky. After the cannonball reached the sky, it exploded with very strong energy. It appeared again, quickly suck, a child happily shouted. This is Big Flame Candy. A large group of naughty children blew many ice arrows through the white tube. Qin Yun is extremely apprehensive seeing this scene. Because when these brats blew, several ice arrows flew out in succession. These ice arrows can absorb the energy of the cannonball, and then these brats can absorb the energy. So they eat flame. Qin Yun said in his heart. Xiao Yun, could it be that the ice race people are all wimpy kids? Ling Yuner said with smile. Old Xiao and the others have been toyed with by these brats for so long. I wonder if they will vomit blood. He previously asked Xiaohua and the others about the ice race. Xiaohua and the others have never seen ice race people. They only heard a voice saying that they are from the ice race. Xiaohua and the others simply do not know that the ones who have been toying with them are a group of wimpy kids. The main reason they seal them in ice is to absorb energy. Qinyan secretly counted. There are more than 20 brats here. They can blow out a large number of ice arrows as fast as blowing bubbles. He's also thinking of a way to deal with this group of brats. The 3 cannonballs shot out just now were wrapped by the ice arrows and then swallowed by the power of ice and entered the bodies of these brats. At this time, a little boy said, "That stone man is gone, and there is no big flame candy to eat. Should we go back? It's rare for us to run out to play. Why should we go back? Those adults are so annoying. They make us do things we hate all day long." A slightly older little boy said, "It seems like he is the leader of this group of brats." After the leader of the children said this, many children immediately agreed and then began to denounce their parent for being so strict and often spanking their butts. "Every time my dad spanks my butts, he can spank hundreds of times in a flash." A slightly fat little boy said with a smile, "Of course, my butts are not to be trifled with. His shoes have been smashed by my buttocks many times." The other children immediately roared with laughter. Qinyan now realized that these are a group of real children. If they were just children, it would be easy to deal with them. It is not good for children to run around. I have to send them home. Qinyan also thought of a way. Chapter 2039. Qinyan's face is wearing a very comical lion head mask. After he appeared, the group of children immediately became vigilant. They put the white tubes in their hands into their mouths. "I'm selling fire candy. Call me Uncle Fire Candy," Qinyan said with a bright smile. He is also secretly worried because those brats can instantly shoot out a lot of ice arrows. Of course, he is not afraid of these ice arrows. At most, it will only cause him some pain. Although these children are very vigilant, they are still children after all. They like to eat fire candy the most. When they heard someone call himself Uncle Fire Candy, they immediately thought of the 3 large fire candy from before. "Uncle, how much is the fire candy?" that child king shouted. He was on a tree, wearing beast skin clothes, with his hair in a ponytail. His eyes were round, and he looked quite quick-witted. "You are all children. What are you going to use to buy my fire candy?" Qinyan said with a smile. "I won't sell it to you children. You won't be able to afford it." A few years old child shouted in a childish voice, "Old man, don't look down on us children. We can turn you into ice eggs." These brats are very courageous. They immediately jumped down from the tree and surrounded Qinyan. They have a white tube in their mouths. It is something that can blow out ice arrows. The way they hold the white tube in their mouths, they look very arrogant. They even look like adults. "Old man, how much fire candy do you have? We'll buy all of them." The child king shouted, "If you don't sell, then don't even think about leaving today. We will turn you into ice eggs." Qinyan found it funny. He had been turned into an ice egg before, but fortunately, nothing happened to him. "You children, hurry up and go home. The adults in your family must be very worried about you." Qinyan said, "How about this? You listen to Uncle and obediently go home. I will protect you, and when we reach your door, I will give you the fire candy for free." The little fatty shouted, "I'm not going back. We ran out for so many days. We will definitely be beaten to shit if we go home." That's right, that's right. "Old man, aren't you sincerely trying to make us go back and court death?" A child said, "Old man, you can't be an old monster that eats children, right? Why are you wearing a lion head? Is he ugly?" A child suddenly jumped up and patted Qinyan's head. The child's speed is very fast. After hitting Qinyan's head, he immediately dodged. He is very mischievous. "Ha ha ha, ugly monster, shameless. Old monster, why are you pretending to be an uncle? You're obviously a liar. We're not that gullible." The group of children laughed and said, "These little bastards." Qinyan cursed in his heart. Qinyan could only use his trump card. He quickly took out a cup of holy oil and ignited it. The group of brats immediately let out a wave of cheers. After Qinyan took it out, He immediately put it away and said with a smile, "Do you want to drink it? I'm not some old monster. I'm Uncle Fire Candy. I'm a good person. You are a good person. You should let me have a taste of the fire candy for free." A round-faced child snorted in a low voice. Chinyan smiled and took out a lot of holy oil. He condensed them into many balls and distributed them to the brats. This group of ice race children are very fond of eating this kind of fire attribute things. The balls condensed from holy oil were eaten by them until they were crispy. Moreover, they're constantly licking their lips. "Let me tell you a story," Chinyan said with a smile. "A long, long time ago, a group of children ran away from home." When Chinyan said that, he suddenly stopped. The group of children looked at him, waiting for him to continue. "What happened next? Quickly tell me, uncle," a child shouted. "You can't be like this. You will become a eunuch." Chinyan laughed dryly as he cursed the bunch of brats in his heart. They met an old demon and were eaten by the demon one by one. Chinyan said, "TSK." The group of children immediately ridiculed him. "What a rotten story. We have heard it countless times. That's right, you group of adults are all the same. You should continue to give us candy to eat." Chinyan said, "You children are running around outside. It's really dangerous. I'll send you home. I promise that after we go back, I'll give you a lot of delicious food. If we go back, we'll die. If we meet an old monster outside, we can still survive if we fight it out. But if we go back, we'll be beaten to death by our parents." The little fatty said. Chinyan said, "Have you heard of the sacred wasteland?" The child king immediately became excited and quickly said, "Of course we've heard of it. This time, we're going to the sacred wasteland to roam. There's a legend in our clan that the humans of the sacred wasteland are very weak. They can't even defeat us children. If we go to the sacred wasteland, we will definitely be able to dominate." Chinyan laughed out loud and said, "I am from the sacred wasteland. Many bad guys from the sacred wasteland have come. They are very dangerous." The group of children immediately looked at Chinyan with disdain. "Are you really from the sacred wasteland? No wonder you are so weak." A child looked at Chinyan with disdain and said, "You still want to escort us home like this? You will definitely die on the way." Chinyan also wanted to go to the ice race and find the lord of the ice race to ask about the situation. "All right then, I'll tell you guys about the sacred wasteland scoundrel." After that, Chinyan talked about the heavenly man and heavenly armor guards of the heavenly law divine realm, as well as those fellows from the Nine Suns sect. This group of children had never heard of such a thing, so they listened with great interest. However, they only treated it as a story and did not think much of it. Suddenly, a child said, "To be honest, I really want to go home, but I'm afraid of being beaten up, so I don't dare to go back. I have an idea now. Let's capture this old fellow and bring him back to the clan. We'll say that we were abducted by him, and that we stubbornly resisted before defeating him and capturing him." "Good idea, as expected of our military advisor." The Child King laughed and said, "All right, let's do it. I have fire candy. Aren't you guys going to eat it?" Chinyan hurriedly said, cursing the child's military advisor in his heart for actually coming up with such a good idea. The Child King said, "Uncle Fire Candy, I will have to trouble you for a bit. We will only capture you. We will not have any ill intentions. If you want to run, you will definitely suffer physical pain." Chinyan secretly thought about it and suddenly felt that this is not bad. He will be taken to the ice race by these children and then escape. This way, he will know where the ice race is. "All right, as a good person, in order to let you go home, I will help you this time," Chinyan said with a smile. The group of children are already prepared to take action. Hearing Chinyan's words, they immediately made an ice cage. Chinyan also obediently entered the cage. What surprised him is that this group of children released their power together and condensed a very large ice ship that can even fly in the air. He cannot see what cultivation level these children have, but the ice-cold power they released is very strong. The ice ship is flying in the air. Chinyan is inside the cage. From time to time, he will use holy oil to make some balls for the children to eat. "Uncle Fire Candy, you are really a good person. You gave us so many delicious things. We suddenly don't want to capture you and bring you back. If you are beaten to death, we won't have any candy to eat. the little fatty said. The other children also repeatedly nodded. Qin Yin is secretly gratified. This group of brats still have a bit of conscience. It's fine. If you capture me back, you can still report back, right? Otherwise, if you go back directly, you will be beaten up, Qin Yin said with a smile. It's really dangerous outside. The Child King said, Then what about you? You might be beaten to death by our parents. How can I die so easily? Qin Yin chuckled and said, I'm strong. I don't believe you. Many children hurriedly shook their heads. I can escape anyway, Qin Yin said. In his heart, he really wanted to send this group of naughty children home to prevent them from being captured by the heavenly law divine realm. In addition, he wanted to see the ice race. For the ice race to be able to control the cold energy here, they must have obtained some kind of inheritance. This group of brats are so young, yet they have already grasped a very powerful ice arrow. They can even use the cold energy here to create many things. The ice ship flew in the air. Even at night, Qin Yin did not feel cold. At daybreak, the ice ship began to descend. When they landed, many burly men wearing beast skins suddenly appeared around them. These burly men all held white ice spears in their hands as they looked at the ice ship with serious expressions. When the group of brats saw this group of adults, they were all scared to death. This was because this group of adults were their fathers. The prestige of the brats from before disappeared in an instant. At this time, the brats' military advisor mustered up his courage and shouted, Dad, we caught a guy from the sacred wasteland. This guy said, There are many strong people coming from the sacred wasteland that pose a great threat to our ice race. After that, the other brats started to talk about the heavenly man of the heavenly law divine realm. They had heard all of this from Qin Yin. As expected, the expressions of the adults eased up a lot. However, there were also some hot-tempered adults who directly landed on the ice ship, grabbed their children, and gave them a beating. Especially that little fatty. He was beaten up by a fat middle-aged man until he cried for his parents. That brat, the military advisor, was the most cunning. When he saw that his father was about to beat him up, he quickly said, Father, when you brought me to the neighboring village to do business, my mother asked me if you went there to fool around. I told her that I didn't. The adult raised his eyebrows and slowly lowered his raised palm. Then he looked at Qin Yin and said, Was this guy really captured by you? That's right, that's right. He shouldn't be a bad person. He's from the sacred wasteland. We chased after him for a long time. The little strategist said, Dad, we got a lot of useful information from him. Furthermore, he has very delicious fire candy. Chapter 2040. Those brats began to worry about Qin Yin. They are afraid that Qin Yin will be killed by their father. Qin Yin is inside the ice cage. On the way here, he observed the ice cage and found that it is not very strong. He can easily break out. What makes him feel more dangerous is the strange ice power that the ice race people control. Those brats can release very strong ice arrows. Wouldn't the adults of the ice race be even stronger? Qin Yin asked those brats before. They have never cultivated since childhood. They only learned how to use a special kind of energy. It is an innate ability that they mastered. When Qin Yin was brought back to the village, he attracted many onlookers. He is like a monkey being teased by a large group of people. The people from Sacred Desolate are really weak. They were actually captured by a group of children. Indeed, it seems like if we send a group of children to Sacred Desolate, we might be able to rule over the entire Sacred Desolate. This person from Sacred Desolate is quite handsome. A middle-aged woman looked at Qin Yin and said with a smile. Qin Yin cannot help but shiver. He suddenly realized that the majority of the people in this village are rather primitive. Their clothes are made of bee skin. Their residence is a hole dug in a huge tree. The village is in the middle of a mountain forest. When Qin Yin was carried back, many ice race people poked their heads out of the tree's window and looked at him curiously. Those brats were captured by their mothers. They will most likely be beaten up. Qin Yin was carried to a huge tree that is several tens of meters thick. Village chief, those brats are back, and they even captured a person from Sacred Desolate. The young military advisor's father shouted. Many tree vines dropped down from the huge tree and covered the tree trunk. At this time, those tree vines suddenly opened to two sides. Just like a curtain opening, a tree hole appeared. "Bring him in." An old man's unhurried voice came out from the tree hole. The young military advisor's father waved his hand and let everyone carry Qin Yun into the tree hole. After Qin Yun was carried in, everyone quickly left. It is clear that they don't dare to stay inside for long. The tree hole was quickly covered by tree vines. A sturdy old man wearing white ice armor walked over. The old man's bright and spirited eyes emitted a sharp, cold light. When he stared at him, Qin Yun felt very uncomfortable. The hall inside the tree hole was very bright, and there were many ice sculptures on display. The chairs were also made of ice. Qin Yun looked around and diverted his attention. He no longer looked at the elder's eyes. Many years have passed, and very few people from the sacred desolate can come here. The old man looked at Qin Yun and said, "I am the village chief of this village. You can call me Village Chief Wang. Village Chief Wang, I have no evil intention." Qin Yun said with a smile on his face, "I know you don't have any bad intentions. If you did, those kids wouldn't have caught you." Village Chief Wang's serious face suddenly showed a gentle smile. "Then can you get rid of this cage?" said Qin Yun with a smile. With a wave of Village Chief Wang's hand, the cage turned into a white mist and disappeared. He looked at a chair and smiled. "Young man, please take a seat." Qin Yun thought that he would have to waste a lot of time to explain. He did not expect that Village Chief Wang would be able to see through so many things with just a glance. "Village Chief Wang, you have to look after the children of the village. Don't let them run around. The situation outside is very dangerous." Qin Yun said, "You deliberately let them catch you and bring you back, right?" Village Chief Wang promptly cupped his fist towards Qin Yun and said, "I still have to thank you." Qin Yun waved his hand and said with a smile, "No need to be polite. I did this for a bit of selfishness. I just wanted to see the ice people. You have seen them now, right? Then you must have something to talk to us about." Village Chief Wang said, "Is the Divine Universe Ice Dragon still here?" Qin Yun asked. Speaking of the Divine Universe Ice Dragon, Village Chief Wang slowly sighed. His eyes revealed a trace of sadness and said, "Of course it is still here. It is just that it exists in a special state. It has completely merged with this world. The Divine Universe Ice Dragon has merged with the Sun Holy Land." Qin Yun encountered this kind of situation before. For example, the Cloud Dragon is in a similar state. Qin Yun originally came to the Sun Sacred Land to find the Divine Universe Ice Dragon. Later on, he found out that the Sun Seed was in the Sun Sacred Land and that the Mother Moon was also there. "Can you communicate with him?" Qin Yun asked. "No." Village Chief Wang shook his head and sighed. "Young man, why are you looking for the Divine Universe Ice Dragon?" "Something big. A group of scoundrels have entered the Sun Sacred Land." Qin Yun told Village Chief Wang about the Heavenly Law Divine Domain. After Village Chief Wang heard this, his face slightly sank and said, "The Divine Universe Ice Dragon once said that if one day a heavenly man enters this place, it will definitely bring about a disaster." The Divine Universe Ice Dragon was born from the Heavenly Law Divine Domain. He is very clear about the virtue of a heavenly man. Village Chief Wang, did he tell you how to fight against the heavenly man? Qin Yun asked. Yes, he passed down a special ability to control the power of the Ice Sun. Village Chief Wang said, I have to contact the people of the various villages and discuss with them how to deal with it. Qin Yun quickly stood up and said, Then I will take my leave first. Village Chief Wang said, Wait, I want to ask you, why did you come to the Sun Sacred Land? I originally came to find the Divine Universe Ice Dragon to obtain its Dragon Pearl. Qin Yun said, Now it seems that the Dragon Pearl is no longer here. Of course the Dragon Pearl is here, but it won't be that easy for you to obtain it. Village Chief Wang said, In short, that Dragon Pearl is an ominous object to us. Qin Yun frowned and asked, What do you mean? Most of the people who have come into contact with the Divine Universe Ice Dragon Pearl are dead. Even if they can still live, they will live in extreme pain. Village Chief Wang said, Once, there was a village that treated the dragon pearl as a village guarding treasure, but in less than 3 years, that village was completely wiped out. Qin Yun was secretly alarmed and immediately thought of a possibility. The dragon pearl was cursed by the heavens. Therefore, whoever touched the dragon pearl would die or suffer a fate worse than death. Village Chief Wang said again, "Legend has it that the dragon pearl has already been controlled by the devil, so the divine universe Ice Dragon gave up on it long ago. The dragon pearl can be regenerated." Qin Yun said, "It can be regenerated, but it will take a very long time." Village Chief Wang patted Qin Yun's shoulder and said, "You are a kind-hearted young man. I don't wish for you to be killed by the divine universe Ice Dragon Pearl, so you must be careful." "Thank you for your reminder, Village Chief Wang." Qin Yun hurriedly nodded and asked, "Then do you know where the dragon pearl is?" Qin Yun was not afraid of any heavenly curse. He already had one, so he was not afraid of another. "The dragon pearl appears at night. At night, you should carefully sense it. Whichever direction the wind is the coldest, the dragon pearl will be there." Village Chief Wang said, "The dragon pearl is very easy to find, so it has caused the deaths of many people. Did the divine universe Ice Dragon tell you not to touch the dragon pearl?" Qin Yun asked. "Of course he warned us, but many people didn't listen." Village Chief Wang shook his head and smiled. Qin Yun had gained a lot from this village and knew how to find the dragon pearl. After bidding farewell to Village Chief Wang, he immediately left the village. The divine inscription mountain had been secretly following Qin Yun, so not long after Qin Yun left the village, he found the divine inscription mountain. Inside the divine inscription mountain, Qin Yun mentioned the matter of the group of brats. After knowing that they were played by a group of brats, the little black donkey and the others became extremely angry. "I want to give you a mission now. Go find my father. This is his soul-chasing talisman." Qin Yun handed over a soul-chasing talisman to Xiaohua and said, "Father brought the immortal desolate dragon emperor and the others here. Moreover, there's also a very strong heavenly saint. Great Saint Wu was born here. He has desolate runes on his body. If he returned to this place, he might be able to contact the Ice Dragon." Qin Yun did not know how to find the Sun Seed. If he could contact the divine universe Ice Dragon, he might be able to find the whereabouts of the Sun Seed. After the mountain god and the others found out about the formation of the strange ice, they were also on guard against it. Therefore, Qin Yun could let them set off with ease. After a short gathering, they parted again. The divine inscription mountain went to find Qin Long and the others. As for Qin Yun, he waited for night to descend. At night, he arrived at the top of the mountain to feel the wind coming from all directions. The wind in the sun's sacred land is very chaotic, coming from all directions. After earnestly feeling for a while, Qin Yun indeed sensed that there is a direction where the wind is the coldest. He immediately ran towards that direction. Qin Yun did not fly in the sky to avoid being frozen. Running at night and flying during the day, this kind of speed is very fast. Qin Yun thought that he would be able to reach there in 2 to 3 days by rushing day and night. But even after 2 to 3 days, he still could not find the source of the coldest wind. He could only stop and rest. While resting, Qin Yun took out Xian Rujing's soul-chasing talisman and discovered to his amazement that Xian Rujing is a lot closer to him. Sister Rujing is not going to Mother Moon. Qin Yun looked towards Mother Moon's direction. Xian Rujing is not there. Strangely, Xian Rujing's direction is exactly the direction he wants to go. Sister Rujing is ice and snow goddess. Maybe she has some kind of reaction with the divine universe Ice Dragon. She might also be looking for the Dragon Balls. Ling Yuner said, "Not good. Divine universe Ice Dragon's Dragon Balls are cursed by heavenly punishment. We cannot let her find them first." Qin Yun immediately jumped up and continued rushing. Ling Yuner is also very worried. She said, "Sister Rujing is looking for Dragon Balls because she wants to give them to you. You better get Dragon Balls before her. Don't let her touch the cursed heavenly punishment again." Qin Yun is also thinking this way. That is why he is very anxious. In the blink of an eye, 2 days passed by. Qin Yun stopped in front of a large river. Originally, he wanted to fly over this large river, but he discovered that this large river is releasing a very frightening aura. The current is very fast, and the river water is pitch black. Chapter 2041. Qin Yin took out the floating cloud staff and floated in the air. After taking a deep breath, he looked at the opposite shore and used the light transformation sacred pupil. The sacred pupil of light transformation shot out two strong beams of light and shone on the opposite bank. In the blink of an eye, Qin Yun's body flew over along with the two beams of light. Suddenly, a strong wind blew on the river, and the waves surged violently, letting out waves of crazy roars. It was very frightening. Although Qin Yin came to the other side, he felt that something ferocious was coming out from the river. Sensing that the situation was not right, he immediately ran away and used the light transformation sacred pupil to get away from the riverbank. Fortunately, it was daytime. Even if he was flying in the air, he would not be disturbed by the strange cold air. Just when he thought he was safe, he suddenly heard the sound of rushing water behind him. When he turned his head, he saw a black flood rushing towards him. Damn it, what is this thing? When Qin Yin saw the black flood, he knew that it was the river. This great river actually ran out and chased after him relentlessly. The most frightening thing was that when the river turned into a flood and flowed on the ground, its speed was extremely fast. Along the way, the river water did not seep into the ground. The torrent of the great river had an extremely strong impact, causing many mountains to collapse along the way. Qin Yin could only fly higher. He turned his head to look at the ground behind him and secretly drew a cold breath. The black river was like a long worm made of black liquid, chasing after him ferociously. Before figuring out what was going on, Qin Yin did not plan on approaching to investigate. Who knew if he would be trapped? Right now, Qin Yin has something very important to do, and that is to quickly find a Dragon Ball. Because Xian Rujing is also looking for the Dragon Ball, he doesn't want her to be affected by the curse of the Divine Space Ice Dragon Ball. What is this thing? Qin Yin was perplexed. When night falls, I won't be able to fly so easily in the sky. Qin Yin looked at the sky. At night, the sun-holy land was filled with all kinds of strange cold energy. Qin Yin needs to release a lot of energy to fly in the air. It will cause a large amount of strange ice-cold power to gather, sealing him in ice. Ling Yuner said, Xiao Yun, maybe you don't need to worry about Sister Rujing. Even if she gets a Dragon Ball first, she should be fine. The divine cosmic ice dragon must have been cursed by the heavenly punishment, so he gave up on his Dragon Ball. Qin Yun said, the power of the heavenly punishment curse should be inside the Dragon Pearl. So whoever obtains the Dragon Pearl will have bad luck. Thinking of this, Qin Yun sped up. He had to make the best use of his time and try his best to shake off the ghost river that was chasing him before nightfall. Qin Yun, who had experienced many reincarnations, had seen many strange things and experienced many strange things. But in his memory, this was the first time he had been chased by a great river. Fortunately, he was someone who had been through a lot, so he could quickly adapt to this kind of strange thing. Xiao Yun, it's getting dark. Ling Yuner said, that big river is still chasing you. What the hell is that thing? I don't know either. Qin Yun cursed in low voice. This thing is just like a worm. Maybe it's not a big river at all. It's just a giant worm formed from liquid. Seeing me pass by and running so fast, it chased me without letting go. In this world, Qin Yun would not find it strange no matter what kind of thing appeared. Finally, night came. Qin Yun still has not gotten rid of that strange black river worm. This big river worm is really persistent. Why is it chasing me? Qin Yun is truly speechless. He is currently flying in the air and can feel the cold power penetrating his body. He can only take out the heavenly armor and put it on. Fortunately, he has many heavenly armors in his hands. He can use them to support himself for a period of time. After flying for a period of time, the heavenly armor will crack and be damaged. He can only take out another one to exchange for it. Even at night, the Black River Worm is still moving very fast. It is rampaging on the ground, creating a large water trough. It chased after Qin Yun without letting go. Qin Yun endured through the night. At daybreak, he is already very tired. He doesn't know what will happen if he is caught by the river worm, and he doesn't dare to try. He is worried that he will be trapped. This won't do. I can only ask the little ant queen for help. Qin Yun took out the heaven-leaping shuttle during the day. He entered the heaven-leaping shuttle and took out 2 divine universe golden stones to feed the little ant queen. While the heaven-leaping shuttle is flying at high speed, the little ant queen is also releasing a very strong spatial energy. Let's go. Stay away from that big river worm, Qin Yun shouted. Through Ling Yun the little ant queen knows where to go. She released a very strong spatial power, opened a spatial passage, and moved forward. In the blink of an eye, Qin Yun is far away from the big river worm. The little ant queen has also consumed a lot of energy. She needs to rest for a period of time before she can continue traveling. I finally got rid of that thing. Qin Yun let out a long sigh and looked behind him. After being chased for so long, he is still a bit traumatized. He is worried that when he turns around to look down, the big river worm will roar over. Xiao Yun, this unholy land is truly not simple. It has given birth to all kinds of powerful creatures. Ling Yun said with smile, Ice Race is very awesome. That big river worm is also very sinister. It pretends to be a big river. If you don't know and fly over that big river, you will most likely be eaten. Qin Yun has lingering fear, as he recalled. Indeed, this is after all the Sun Holy Land. It is very normal for it to give birth to all kinds of creatures. Qin Yun can now feel at ease on his journey. He took out Xian Rujing's spirit-chasing talisman from time to check her location. Xian Rujing is looking for the extreme area inside the Sun Holy Land. It is most likely the location of Mother Moon. But she did not go there. Instead, she is looking for the Divine Space Ice Dragon Ball. Sister Rujing must be able to sense the existence of the Divine Space Ice Dragon Ball. That is why she is looking for it. Qin Yun only hopes that he can reach the location of the Divine Space Ice Dragon Ball before Xian Rujing. Qin Yun is flying in the sky in broad daylight. Looking at the 3 suns and the azure sky, he feels very relieved in his heart. He hates night the most in this sun-holy land, because during the night, he can only run on the ground. If he flies in the sky, he will need to constantly change his heavenly armor to resist the strange ice-cold energy. Evening, night is approaching. Just as Qin Yun is about to land, he saw a round black lake in the distance. This lake is several thousand meters wide. Under the illumination of the setting sun, the black lake water appears even more pitch black. Seeing this black liquid, Qin Yun immediately thought of the big river worm. Just as he was planning to go around, the spirit-chasing talisman in his hand suddenly reacted. It means that Xian Rujing is in the vicinity. Sister Rujing is here. Qin Yun sensed Xian Rujing's location through the spirit-chasing talisman and immediately rushed over. Not long after, he saw an ice-cold white light appear in the sky. It is Xian Rujing flying in the sky, dragging a long ice crystal light tail behind her. She looks very beautiful. Qin Yun can see Xian Rujing's beautiful ice-cold face from far away. Her eyes are fixedly looking at the black lake. Xian Rujing does not know that Qin Yun is in the vicinity. She did not see Qin Yun's spirit-chasing talisman after arriving here. Because she believes that this is the extreme area, it is impossible for Qin Yun to come here. As she flew towards the black lake, Qin Yun chased after her and loudly yelled, Sister Rujing. Hearing Qin Yun's voice, Xian Rujing immediately stopped and looked at Qin Yun. Seeing Qin Yun, she became very vigilant. Xian Rujing is vigilant. Her cold and elegant beautiful face is filled with faint killing intent. She is holding the sun-suppressing divine arrow that is emitting cold air and looking at Qin Yun. Qin Yun sensed Xian Rujing's killing intent when he arrived. He is secretly startled and at the same time very worried. He is worried that Xian Rujing has forgotten about him because Xian Rujing is being harassed by the heavenly punishment curse and has been deprived of her emotions. Who are you? Xian Rujing saw Qin Yun and coldly shouted. The sun-suppressing divine arrow in her hand overflowed with dense cold air. I am Qin Yun. Sister Rujing, What happened to you? Qin Yun yelled. Qin Yun? It is impossible for you to be Qin Yun. This is the extreme Yin area. Men cannot come here. Are you an illusion? Xian Rujing said. Sister Rujing, this is not the extreme Yin area. This is sacred desolate's sun holy land. Qin Yun felt a lot relieved in his heart. Xian Rujing has not forgotten about him. She is just too vigilant. Xian Rujing's brows are slightly creased. She stared at Qin Yun and said, Are you really Qin Yun? Qin Yun took out the spirit-chasing talisman and said, Don't you have my spirit-chasing talisman? After Xian Rujing took out the spirit-chasing talisman, she is sure that the Qin Yun before her is the real Qin Yun. Qin Yun promptly took out the floating cloud pagoda and placed it on the ground. He said, The sky is getting dark. We should hide first and talk later. Xian Rujing is also baffled because she still doesn't know how Qin Yun arrived here. She followed Qin Yun into the floating cloud pagoda and said, You look very tired. Could it be that you have been chasing me all the way? Xian Rujing suspects that Qin Yun has been using some kind of secret technique to follow her. That is why he arrived here. Qin Yun indeed rushed through the night in order to be ahead of Xian Rujing. He is indeed very tired. I did not follow you. I really did not expect that we would meet here. Qin Yun leaned back on the chair. Enduring his exhaustion, he told Xian Rujing about how he met Great Sage Wu at Great Sage Peak and how he used sun-suppressing divine arrow to find this place. Xian Rujing earnestly listened. She knows why Qin Yun is here. She's also very amazed, but her expression is ice cold. You are tired? Go take a bath first. I will help you scrub your back. Xian Rujing said. This? Qin Yun is startled. Looking at Xian Rujing's ice-cold, beautiful eyes, he doesn't dare to refuse. He nodded and said, All right. Chapter 2042. Dawn arrived. Qin Yun woke up from a warm and fragrant bed. This is the warmest and most pleasant night he has had since entering Sun Holy Land. And this warmth is brought by ice, cold ice goddess. Qin Yun gently caressed the ice, elegant and moving beauty in his bosom, tidied up her beautiful long hair, and kissed her forehead from time to time. Xian Rujing's ice-cold, beautiful eyes looked at Qin Yun. Although they are ice-cold, they are filled with a trace of gentle radiance. Sister Rujing, why did you go there? Qin Yun asked. Last night, they did not talk about Divine Space Ice Dragon. They did not talk much. They just cultivated together. There is something calling me there. I originally wanted to go Mother Moon, but I suddenly sensed that call and came over. Xian Rujing said, Luckily you did not go there too early. Qin Yun laughed and said, You made me worried to death. Qin Yun, then why did you go there? Xian Rujing sat up, combed her long hair in front of her chest, and asked, Divine Space Ice Dragon Ball is over there. Qin Yun's expression is somewhat grave. Then he started talking about Divine Space Ice Dragon Ball. After Xian Rujing finished listening, she said with frown, Why is Divine Space Ice Dragon Ball calling me there? But I can receive the call of the Divine Universe Ice Dragon Pearl. Qin Yun thought about this before. He said, Maybe it is because your Ice Goddess Totem is similar to Divine Space Ice Dragon Totem. I suspect that Ice Dragon Totem is inside the Dragon Ball. Then do you plan to go look for Divine Space Ice Dragon Ball by yourself? Xian Rujing asked. Qin Yun hugged Xian Rujing and let her lean on his bosom. Then he enjoyed the faintly discernible and peculiar tenderness of this ice-cold beauty. And I'm not afraid of heavenly punishment. I have rich experience in dealing with this kind of power, Qin Yun said in low voice. I cannot let you take such a risk. Then you should wait until you reach Great Sage Realm. You and I are late-stage Sage Realm. How about we cultivate together for a few days and wait until we reach Great Sage Realm? Xian Rujing said in low voice. That's fine. Qin Yun nodded. Let Qing Shun and others come out and cultivate together. It will be faster this way. Xian Rujing said again. Qin Yun is somewhat startled in his heart. Xian Rujing let Zi Qingshun and others come out because she wants to see them because they used to have a very good relationship. This means that Xian Rujing's emotions have clearly recovered. Her soul originally had this kind of emotional memory. Now that she was gradually recovering, she naturally felt all kinds of feelings. For example, she was enjoying being with Qin Yun. Qin Yun kissed Xian Rujing's face, then kissed her vermilion lips. After the two of them rested, they arrived at a very spacious floor of the floating cloud pagoda. Qin Yun took out the nine-dragon heavenly origin formation and let Shui, Tianzi, Zi Qingsheng, and Long Tianji come out to cultivate together. Previously, Qin Yun had cultivated together with Zi Qingsheng and company. At that time, Qin Yun was already on the verge of breaking through. Now that Xian Rujing has joined them, it is indeed possible for them to quickly break through and step into Great Sage Realm. Xian Rujing originally wanted to go find Mu Yu, but since she met Qin Yun, she decided to stay with him and wait for him to obtain the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl. The Mother Moon was in the Sun's sacred land, but it was relatively far away. Moreover, its location was very likely to be the place of extreme ease. After 2 days, a burst of golden sacred power appeared on Qin Yun's body, for layers of sacred splendor appeared on his body. He has finally stepped into Great Sage Realm. On the surface of Xian Rujing's body, faint white sacred power appeared, for layers of sacred splendor also appeared. She and Qin Yun broke through together. Zi Qingsheng and the other 2 girls are late-stage Sage Realm, and Xian Rujing also wants to continue cultivating together. In one spur of energy, she wants the 3 girls to step into Great Sage Realm. With Qin Yun and Xian Rujing cultivating together, plus the difficulty of their breakthrough is not as high as Qin Yun's, they can cultivate very quickly. Divine Space Golden Stone's energy is very strong. After being transformed by the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation, it can be easily absorbed and refined. Combined with Sun and Moon Heart Sutra, it can be said that Divine Space's power can be perfectly used to cultivate. This way, cultivation speed can be very fast. Moreover, by absorbing Divine Space Golden Stone's energy, one can cultivate divine power and divine body at a very fast speed. It can establish solid foundation for becoming God in the future. After several days and nights, Zi Qingsheng and the other 2 girls finally broke through. After stopping cultivating, Shui Tianzi and the others very happily returned to 9 Sun Divine Soul. These past few days, Qin Yun did not pay attention to the situation outside. Although he can see outside from inside the floating cloud pagoda, he cannot see very far, especially since they're inside a mountain forest. It is daytime now. Let's go out and take a look, Qin Yun said, then pulled Xian Rujing's hand and walked out of the floating cloud pagoda. He stored the floating cloud pagoda and floated in the sky. They could see the huge black lake from high up in the sky. Qin Yun is amazed because the black river worm from before has appeared beside the black lake and is even connected to it. Is the Dragon Ball still there? Qin Yun asked. The Dragon Ball is inside the lake. I can sense it, Xian Rujing said with certainty. What is going on with that river worm? Qin Yun wants to understand the situation of the river worm very much. It is very dangerous to go over without understanding the situation. Qin Yun used Heavenly Eye to observe, but he cannot see anything unless he uses very strong Heavenly Eye power. Sister Rujing, I will use very strong power later. I will consume a lot of energy, Qin Yun said. Rest assured, I will protect you. Xian Rujing nodded and tightly held Qin Yun's hand. Qin Yun sensed a burst of formidable energy being transmitted from Xian Rujing's soft hand. He felt relieved and condensed all of his power into Heavenly Eye. Activating Heavenly Eye with all his power consumes a lot of energy. Even though he obtained Heavenly Eye, he still can't figure out what is inside it. He can sense that Heavenly Eye has very strong ability. It is just that he is unable to grasp it and also doesn't know how to use it. Qin Yun's eyes suddenly turned purple-red and shot out 2 intense purple-red light rays into the black lake. In a flash, Qin Yun saw a white ice-cold pearl at the bottom of the lake. Dragon Balls are not very big. The smallest one is the size of a fist. The white pearl Qin Yun saw is very big compared to other Dragon Balls because it is several meters wide. What caused him to be shocked is that there is a black thing inside the pearl. What did you see? Xian Rujing saw Qin Yun's serious expression and asked in soft voice, I don't know if it is Divine Space Ice Dragon Ball or not. There is something inside the Dragon Ball. It seems like it is alive. I will go take a look. Qin Yun said. The two purple-red light rays released by his eyes suddenly became even stronger and entered the white pearl. After entering the white pearl, Qin Yun saw the black thing inside and immediately let out a loud cry in fright. The purple-red light rays released by his eyes also suddenly disappeared. What is that thing? Xian Rujing asked anxiously. She understands Qin Yun. She knows that he has experienced many things. Something that can make Qin Yun so scared is certainly not simple. That thing, if I'm not wrong, it should be a heavenly devil demon. Qin Yun's expression became grave as he said, This thing is very dreadful. It usually grows inside the body of a formidable creature. It is something created by heavenly law divine domain. It is specially used to take revenge or control formidable creatures. Xian Rujing said, So all the ice race people who obtain Divine Space Ice Dragon Ball have miserable end? Qin Yun nodded. It is all because of the heavenly devil demon. This thing must have tortured the Divine Space Ice Dragon for a very long time. What is the matter with that great river worm? Is it related to the heavenly devil demon? Xian Rujing asked. It is related. Both the great river worm and the black lake were created by the heavenly devil demon. Qin Yun said. This black liquid is the energy collected by the heavenly devil demon for many years. Suddenly, the black lake looks like it is boiling. It started bubbling and issuing very dreadful gurgling sound. It looks like a lake of poisonous water is boiling. A golden light ball slowly floated over from the distance. Seeing that golden light ball, Qin Yun promptly made himself and Xian Rujing invisible. The golden light that floated over was the altar that Qin Yun had entered with. The altar slowly floated over and floated above the black lake. A voice came out from inside and yelled, Little devil demon, do you want to go home? Heavenly law divine domain is becoming stronger and stronger. I don't want to. A hoarse voice came out from the lake. You don't want to? Don't forget how you came here. The person speaking from inside the altar is a heavenly person. Of course I know how I came here, but I worked hard for many years to become this strong. The heavenly devil demon said, If we did not put you inside the divine universe Ice Dragon's Dragon Ball, would you have grown so strong? Don't forget, we can create you and also destroy you. The heavenly devil demon said with laugh. Then come. The heavenly devil demon laughed loudly and said, Crash! That great river worm suddenly transformed into a black snake and bit towards the altar. The altar flickered with golden light and released extremely strong energy. After that great river-like snake was hit by the golden light, it was sent flying and its huge body slammed on the ground. The heavenly person laughed loudly and said, Little devil demon, you better obediently listen to us. We have very important things to do in Sun's sacred land. If you help us complete them, we can guarantee you freedom. Moreover, you will become even stronger. The heavenly devil demon did not reply. Apparently, he is considering. Xian Rujing sent sound transmission to Qin Yun and asked, Should we attack? Don't attack for now. That altar is very strong. Unless Great Sage Wu is here, I won't be able to deal with it. Qin Yun said, There are many formidable heavenly saints inside the sun altar. Not only Qin Yun has to face those heavenly saints, he also has to face the altar's attack. Just as the heavenly devil demon is hesitating, a large number of ice spears flew over from the distance and enveloped the altar. Seeing those ice spears, Qin Yun realized that ice race people have arrived. Moreover, they are very strong. Chapter 2043. After the sun altar was transformed by the heavenly law, divine domain, it became very strong. Adding the energy inside the altar comes from the heavenly law, divine domain. The energy it released is very dreadful. Qin Yun and Xian Rujing are hiding in a dark place, looking at the ice ball. After sensing the cold air, they cannot help but retreat. This kind of cold air is very strong. The reason why they can control this cold air is because they have grasped the power of Ice Dragon Totem. Xian Rujing secretly transmitted her voice to Qingyun. It seems like the Ice Dragon passed down its totem. Qingyun said, "The Ice Dragon Totem is quite good. They can fuse the totem into their blood." Xian Rujing said, "The Ice Dragon Totem should be inside the Dragon Pearl, but there is something inside the Dragon Pearl. There is no way to take it out now. Heavenly Law Divine Domain wants to take away the Dragon Pearl and control the heavenly devil demons inside." And the Ice Race suddenly appeared to protect the Dragon Pearl. That is why they attacked the altar. Although the Sun altar is wrapped up and turned into an ice ball, there are heavenly beings and formidable inscription masters inside. Their overall power is very formidable. The altar shook and the ice ball immediately cracked open. This kind of cold ice can devour energy, but now it seems like it is being suppressed by the altar. After all, it is the heavenly law, divine domain. It has mastered all kinds of formidable techniques. Sun Holy Land's strange cold air is completely unable to deal with those heavenly beings. Ice Race, you lowly race from ancient times, you can actually survive until now. Heavenly being's voice came out from the altar. This immediately angered those Ice Race people. Tyrannical cold wind suddenly rose and whistled. Many ice power condensed into all kinds of illusory figures and rushed towards the altar. The Sun altar's surface flickered with golden light. Scorching hot air wave brought with it a burst of frantic power, resisting the formidable strange cold power. Qingyun used heavenly eye to look at the Sun altar. He can faintly see a trace of heavenly law power. If I use heavenly law power to resist, then the Ice Race people's attack will not be that strong. Qingyun is somewhat doubtful in his heart. He used heavenly might Dao technique to resist the cold power before, but the effect was not very clear. He suspects that the heavenly law power he cultivated is not strong enough. While the altar is resisting the Ice Race people's attack, the black Great River insect suddenly floated up and wrapped around the altar. The heavenly demonic demons inside the divine universe Ice Dragon Pearl also attacked. The Great River Worm was formed from black liquid. After it enveloped the altar, the heavenly fiend demon released the power of the divine space Ice Dragon Pearl to freeze the black liquid. Just like that, the altar was sealed inside the river worm. Ice Royal Clan, I know that you are protecting the divine universe Ice Dragon Ball, but you must also understand that the divine universe Ice Dragon Ball no longer belongs to the divine universe Ice Dragon. So this Dragon Ball is not yours. The heavenly demonic demon laughed sinisterly. It belongs to me. You'd better stay away from me. Otherwise, you won't even know how you died. Doubt. Evil creature, just you wait. We will definitely drag you out. An old and slightly angry voice came from afar. The Ice Royal Tribe was the royal tribe of the Ice Clan. They didn't show themselves, but they controlled strong ice energy to resist the altar. Qingyun was puzzled as he recalled the past. In his memories, there was no such thing as the Ice Clan. It was also possible that this clan was too weak back then. So, they didn't have any sense of existence. So, he didn't remember them. Although the altar was sealed, the people inside were fine. The Heaven Man's voice came out, and he shouted angrily, "You are just a heavenly devil demon. Just you wait." The heavenly law divine realm attaches great importance to this place. Next, they will send experts over one after another. I'm not afraid of you. The heavenly devil demon laughed loudly. You group of heaven men do indeed have some ability, but you can only scare ordinary creatures. You can't scare me. Then you're wrong. This time, the Sacred King, Heavenly Mother, will come. You should know the strength of the Sacred King, Heavenly Mother, better than me. Any random Sacred King, Heavenly Mother from our heavenly law divine realm would be an invincible existence in the sacred wasteland. The man in the altar laughed loudly. You, don't scare me. How noble was the Sacred King, Heavenly Mother? How could she come to such a place? Besides, if the Sacred King, Heavenly Mother really comes here, it means that you guys are too weak. You will all be sent back to the heavenly embryo by the sacred king, heavenly mother, to be reborn. The heavenly devil demon is clearly scared. The man in the altar said with sneer, "Heavenly devil demon, I say you are really something. You still don't know how important this place is? We are here to act as the vanguard. The sacred king, heavenly mother, will arrive very soon." The heavenly devil demon's voice has already become somewhat trembling as he asked, "When will the sacred king, heavenly mother, arrive?" "How many?" "Two. She will arrive very soon." The heavenly devil demon said, "You don't scare me." The heavenly devil demon seems to be scared. He can't hide the fear in his voice. Qin Yun pulled Xian Rujing, unleashed light transformation sacred pupil, and immediately flew away towards the direction of the Ice King race. Xian Rujing did not even have time to react, and they're already far away from the Black Lake. "Qin Yun, are you afraid of the sacred king, heavenly mother?" Xian Rujing asked. Although she doesn't know what the sacred king, heavenly mother, is, she can see that she is a very formidable existence in the heavenly law divine realm. "I'm not afraid. I just don't have enough strength to face the sacred king, heavenly mother," Qin Yun said. "Then what about the divine universe ice dragon pearl? Don't you want it?" Xian Rujing said. "Of course I want it." Qin Yun flew forward and chased after the Ice King race people. "What is the sacred king, heavenly mother? Heavenly devil demons are very afraid of this kind of people," Xian Rujing said. "Among the heavenly men, there are many males and very few females, and most of the heavenly men are born from the heavenly mother. The heavenly mother controls very formidable heavenly law power. She can give birth to many formidable heavenly men. Then, how many heavenly men can a heavenly mother give birth to?" Xian Rujing knows very little about heavenly men. In fact, people under heavenly law know very little about heavenly men. Qin Yun is very familiar with the heavenly law divine realm, so he knows about the situation of heavenly men. A heavenly mother can give birth to at least several 100,000, at most several million, over 10 million. Heavenly law divine realm is a very large faction. It governs many heavenly domains under heavenly law, Qin Yun said. Xian Rujing's expression is filled with amazement as she asked, "Give birth to over 10 million? How would they give birth to that?" Qin Yun said, "This is similar to the composition of an ant colony. The heavenly mother is the queen ant. The heavenly men of the heavenly law divine realm are all nests. The stronger the heavenly mother, the more she can give birth to, the stronger the heavenly men she gives birth to. The stronger the heavenly men are, the more resources they can provide to the heavenly mother, making her evolve even stronger. So it's like this. What does the sacred king of the sacred king, heavenly mother, represent?" Xian Rujing asked. "It means that as long as the heavenly mother is in good condition, she can give birth to very strong heavenly saints. The strongest heavenly saints are the kings of the saint-level space. And the arrival of the sacred king, heavenly mother, means that she will be accompanied by many formidable heavenly saints," Qin Yun said. Xian Rujing now understands why the heavenly devil demons are so afraid of the sacred king, heavenly mother, and why Qin Yun doesn't want to fight against the sacred king, heavenly mother. When the sacred king, heavenly mother, gives birth to heavenly men, does it look like a human giving birth to a child? Xian Rujing asked again. As a woman, she feels very scared just thinking about giving birth to several 100,000 heavenly men. She has never experienced giving birth to children. Even though she is the ice goddess, she has at most created some ice spirits. Qin Yun said with a smile, "Of course not. They can absorb the heavenly Tao's powers and use mystic arts to create heavenly humans together with a heavenly embryo. As for the process, the heavenly embryo is like a cauldron. It's like refining a huge egg, allowing heavenly humans to break out of the shell. Many heavenly men are created this way. So that's how it is." Xian Rujing nodded. "If that is the case, then this heavenly mother is truly dreadful. She can create so many formidable heavenly men. It is very difficult for ordinary living beings to cultivate the heavenly saint realm, but they can directly create them. Not only that, divine desolate's heavenly mother can directly create gods. Those divine heavenly men are also created in this way. Qin Yun said, that is why the heavenly law divine domain is very formidable, because there are many of these heavenly mothers there. Xian Rujing also secretly sighed at the might of the heavenly law divine domain. She now understands why even someone as heaven-defying as Qin Yun is being suppressed so miserably by the heavenly law divine domain. In the past, Nine-Sun royal family, as well as many other powerful races and factions under the heavenly law, were incomparably insignificant in front of heavenly law divine domain's heavenly men. 2 sacred king heavenly mothers are coming to the sun's sacred land. It means that they will be accompanied by many formidable heavenly men with very high status. Heavenly devil demons came from the heavenly law divine domain, so they are very clear about how formidable heavenly mothers are. Xian Rujing and Qin Yun are flying hand in hand. Xian Rujing asked, Qin Yun, have you seen Heavenly Mother? In my 9 lives, I have only seen her 3 times. I have seen her from far away. When Heavenly Mother goes out, she is accompanied by at least 100,000 heavenly men. Moreover, they're all the strongest heavenly men born by that Heavenly Mother. It can be said that she has come out in full force. Are the 2 heavenly mothers coming to the sun sacred land for the sun seed? Is the sun seed very important to them? Xian Rujing asked. Speaking of this matter, Qin Yun laughed and said, extremely important. I have been dealing with heavenly men for many years. I learned that there's a legend in the heavenly law divine domain. Heavenly Mother cannot give birth to a child in her womb. She can only use a tool called heavenly embryo to use energy to create a heavenly man. Heavenly mothers want to experience true pregnancy and give birth to their own flesh and blood. According to legend, they need a sun seed to give birth to a child. Xian Rujing also finds this very interesting. She continued to ask, then what they give birth to, will they be very strong? I don't know. According to legend, they are very strong. They can become heavenly law venerable emperor. Qin Yun said with smile, of course, these are all legends. However, heavenly mothers are very concerned about the matter of sun seed. Just look at them personally taking action. You will know. Chapter 2044. Qin Yun knows that Sacred King Heavenly Mother is very strong, but he doesn't know the specifics. The information he heard from heavenly people about Heavenly Mother is not very deep, because majority of heavenly people can rarely see Heavenly Mother. Only very strong heavenly people can stay beside Heavenly Mother and listen to her command. Qin Yun and Xian Rujing are flying in the sky. The sky is gradually darkening. Night is about to arrive. Night is very dangerous in this sun sacred land. However, Xian Rujing is beside Qin Yun. She is releasing a very peculiar energy that enveloped Qin Yun's body. Qin Yun can feel a burst of warm energy coming from Xian Rujing's hand. He feels very comfortable. Sister Rujing, you are ice and snow goddess, but the energy you are releasing is very warm. Even I am a flame cultivator. I cannot warm myself up. Qin Yun said with smile. At night, Qin Yun can barely resist the strange cold power. Even if he doesn't release energy while running on the ground, it is still very cold. Xian Rujing said, this place's ice power is very peculiar. The hotter the energy inside your body, the colder you will feel. If you cultivate the power of ice, then you will feel very warm. But the prerequisite is that your ice power must be cold enough. So it is like this. Qin Yun nodded. He also knows that the strange ice power here loves to devour scorching hot energy. For example, Ice Race's devilish children love to eat fire candy. Sister Rujing, you should go find Muyu. I can get Divine Universe Ice Dragon Pearl by myself. Qin Yun said, Muyu's situation should be very stable now. Xian Rujing looked at the silver light pearl in the distance and said, I want to be with you. In this kind of environment, I could be of great help to you." She finished speaking and grabbed Qin Yun's hand with even more strength, expressing her determination to not leave. All right then. Qin Yun also doesn't want Xian Rujing to take risks with him because he will most likely have to face the extremely strong Sacred King, Heavenly Mother. Xian Rujing also understands Qin Yun's intention. She coldly groaned and said, "Qin Yun, don't tell me you dislike me for being a burden." "Of course not," Qin Yun said with a smile. "If not for you, I would only be able to run on the ground. It would be very difficult to fly." "That's good," Xian Rujing said. "This kind of environment is advantageous to me. My strength is not weak. Don't look down on me." "I know," said Qin Yun with a smile. They were far away from the Black Lake. They wondered how the heavenly demonic demon that controlled the divine universe, Ice Dragon Pearl, was doing. Qin Yun saw that the Ice Royal Race people were guarding the divine space Ice Dragon Pearl, so he chased after them to make contact with them. While flying, Qin Yun and Xian Rujing released their aura. It can be said that their movements are not small. Especially at night, it was easier to expose his whereabouts. Sure enough, while Qin Yun and Xian Rujing are flying in the night sky, they suddenly sense berserk cold air all around them. A cold whirlpool of white light appeared in the sky, stirring up a storm. Xian Rujing said with frown, "Be careful. Someone is controlling very strong cold power. They want to trap us." Qin Yun promptly shouted, "Ice Royal Race friends, we are from Sacred Desolate. We have no malice. We just want to discuss with you about heavenly devil demons." It could only be someone from the Ice Royal family, so he immediately expressed his intentions. The cold whirlpool of white light is still revolving in the sky, but the heaven and earth are not that cold anymore. Burst of cold wind whistled and arrived from all around. More than 10 people wearing ice armor and white ice helmets appeared around Qin Yun and Xian Rujing. They are floating in the sky and surrounding Qin Yun and Xian Rujing. Xian Rujing doesn't feel anything, but Qin Yun feels somewhat cold. Fortunately, Xian Rujing is transferring energy to him, helping him resist the cold. "Sacred Desolate people, what do you know about heavenly devil demons?" "We have nothing to discuss about this matter." The person speaking is an old man. He is the same old man who talked to the heavenly devil demons before. "Senior, it is not difficult to deal with heavenly devil demons. It is difficult to deal with heavenly law divine domain." Qin Yun very calmly said, "I think you also know that heavenly law divine domain's heavenly men have arrived." That old man took off his helmet. Looking at his face, he is a valiant old man with an ice-cold expression. His eyes flickered with cold light as he said, "Then what do you want to discuss with us?" "Divine space, Ice Dragon Pearl, cannot fall into heavenly law divine domain's hands." Qin Yun said, "We know this better than you. Divine space, Ice Dragon Pearl, can fall into anyone's hands, but it cannot fall into heavenly law divine domain's hands." "Can you take away the Dragon Pearl?" that old man said in cold voice. "Of course I can't now, but if you help me, I can. You should know that Sacred King, Heavenly Mother, will arrive soon." Qin Yun said. These more than 10 Ice Royal Race people immediately let out low sighs. Some of them still don't believe Qin Yun. "If Sacred King, Heavenly Mother arrives, we won't be able to take away the Dragon Pearl. And your strength is too weak. You are not even heavenly saints. Being able to come here from Sacred Desolate alive is already very good," that old man said. Qin Yun said, "Sacred King, Heavenly Mother will arrive, but she will need some time to arrive at the Dragon Pearl. We must take advantage of this time to get the Dragon Pearl. This Sun Holy Land is very big and has a very strong barrier. No matter how strong Sacred King, Heavenly Mother is, she cannot directly break through space and enter the Sun Holy Land. We are not a match for heavenly devil demons. And what gives you two the confidence to deal with heavenly devil demons?" That old man sized up Qin Yun and Xian Rujing. His eyes are filled with disdain. "Heavenly devil demons are extremely evil creatures. We can use extreme yang items to deal with them." Qin Yun took out a hammer. It is 9-Sun Divine Hammer. He placed the core Crystal Mother inside the 9-Sun Divine Hammer and poured his absolute yang power into it. The divine hammer immediately flickered with intense light and released a scorching hot air wave. The ice armor worn by the more than 10 ice royal race people immediately melted. This caused the expressions of the more than 10 ice royal race experts to change. After their ice armor melted, they became middle-aged men wearing beast skin. There's only one old man, but that old man is very strong. Sun Soul. That old man's ice-cold eyes suddenly became fiery hot. Indeed, but it won't last long. Qin Yun promptly took out the core crystal mother and said, "Although this is our first time meeting, we have the same goal. We cannot let the dragon pearl and heavenly devil demons fall into heavenly law divine domain's hands." That old man said, "You seem to understand this matter very well. What else do you know?" If my guess is not wrong, the heavenly devil demons have been parasitizing the dragon pearl for many years. They know the divine universe ice dragon like the back of their hand. They're connected to the divine universe ice dragon soul. And now, the divine universe ice dragon has merged with the entire Sun Holy Land. If we control the heavenly devil demons, we can indirectly control the divine universe ice dragon. Qin Yun said. That old man's expression turned cold and said, "What else?" At that time, heavenly law divine domain will control the Sun Holy Land. If you use the heavenly devil demons to stir up trouble here, your ice race will surely be exterminated. Qin Yun said, "Who are you?" That old man coldly looked at Qin Yun. He is still very vigilant towards Qin Yun. "My name is Qin Yun. You won't recognize me even if I tell you." Qin Yun said with laugh, "Senior, if you don't make a decision quickly, the divine king heavenly mother will come." Xian Rujing said, "Quickly make a decision. Are you sure you could take down the dragon pearl?" The old man said, "So long as you take the dragon pearl and bring it to sacred desolate, then cut off the connection between the divine universe ice dragon and the heavenly devil demons, it will be fine." Qin Yun promptly took out 3 dragon pearls. These 3 pearls are releasing very strong dragon might. These are the dragon pearls of divine universe devil dragon, divine universe evil dragon, and divine universe fire dragon. Seeing these 3 dragon pearls, more than 10 ice race people open their eyes wide. Their originally ice-cold expression has now turned into one of shock. Qin Yun is just a great sage realm cultivator, yet he has 3 divine universe dragon pearls. Qin Yun stored the dragon pearls and said, "Can I? Let's go." That old man finished speaking. Cold air rushed out of his body and condensed into an ice armor. Other people's ice armor was melted by 9 Sun divine hammer's energy, and now they are condensed again. More than 10 Ice King race people are flying in front. Xian Rujing pulled Qin Yun and followed behind. With Xian Rujing's help, Qin Yun doesn't need to consume any energy. Xian Rujing has 9 sacred veins. It can be said that she's like a fish in water inside the Sun Holy Land. Qin Yun thought about it for a long time and decided to bring the Ice King race people back. He concluded that Sacred King Heavenly Mother won't be able to arrive so quickly. He wants to take this opportunity to capture the Heavenly Devil Demon and obtain the Dragon Pearls. If the Dragon Pearls fall into Sacred King Heavenly Mother's hands, Sun Holy Land situation will be under their control and they can easily obtain the Sun Seed. Late at night, the Black Lake can't be seen from the sky. However, Ice King race people and Xian Rujing both know where the Black Lake is. That sun altar is being wrapped up by the great river worm. It is now struggling. After Qin Yun and the others approached, they heard the heavenly man yell, "Heavenly Devil Demon, what do you think? We are not lying to you. Sacred King Heavenly Mother will arrive soon. You must pledge allegiance before she arrives, and you won't be punished." "If I pledge allegiance, what benefits will I get?" The Heavenly Devil Demon is very afraid of Heavenly Mother, but he doesn't want to obey Heavenly Law Divine Domain. Naturally, there will be benefits. The specifics will depend on your attitude. That Heavenly Devil Demon is also very afraid of Heavenly Mother, so he did not clearly state his conditions. All right, the Heavenly Devil Demon agreed. After the Heavenly Devil Demon finished speaking, the great river worm released the altar. The altar once again appeared, is flickering with intense golden light. Suddenly a white ice ball floated out of the black lake. There's a black thing inside the ice ball, is the heavenly devil demon. On the way here, Qin Yun discussed with the Ice King race people. At this moment, the people of the Ice Royal tribe attacked the altar, and Qin Yun and Xian Rujing rushed towards the dragon pearls. Chapter 2045. The heavenly person inside the altar furiously shouted, "Wretched ice race bastards, you are opposing heavenly law divine domain. There will be no end for you." Even though there are only 10 ice royal race people, they're all very strong. Moreover, they can use cold power all around them. They want to freeze the altar. Qin Yun used Heavenly Eye and rushed towards the huge dragon pearl. After approaching the dragon pearl, Qin Yun used Mysterious Penetration divine ability. "Bring me along." Xian Rujing firmly grabbed Qin Yun's hand and said. Qin Yun pulled Xian Rujing and entered the dragon pearl. His other hand is also tightly holding Nine Sun divine hammer. In the blink of an eye, they entered the divine space ice dragon pearl. As soon as they entered, Qin Yun felt incomparably cold. Moreover, a ruthless evil energy rushed over. Fortunately, Xian Rujing used her 9 sacred power and the Sun and Moonheart Sutra's method to pour it into Qin Yun's body. This allowed Qin Yun to resist the coldness. Qin Yun's body released overwhelming righteous energy and purified the ruthless evil energy. Inside the dragon pearl, Qin Yun saw a heavenly devil demon. His whole body is made of black liquid. He has a pair of red eyes. The heavenly devil demon sensed that someone has entered and let out angry roars. When he saw Qin Yun, his angry roars came to an abrupt halt. He said with trembling voice, "Palace King? You recognize me?" Qin Yun said in amazement, You still haven't been played to death?" The heavenly devil demon saw the 9 Sun divine hammer in Qin Yun's hand. He felt very uncomfortable after being burned by the extreme yang power. "I was almost played to death a few times, but luckily I survived," Qin Yun said with laugh. "It is impossible to be lucky. The heavenly devil demon's evil power is very strong." He burst out with roar and said, "Let me kill you. Heavenly Mother will surely reward me." "Dream on. I both understand that group of fellows from the heavenly law divine realm. In their eyes, you are nothing more than a tool. After using you, they will refine you into energy." Qin Yun sneered as he struck with the divine hammer in his hand. While attacking, Qin Yun fused the Nether Sun and Nether Moon within his body and released Sun and Moon Splendor power. This kind of power is the most dreadful. It contains vigorous and ferocious yang power, as well as moon power, which is extremely harmful to the soul. After using the 9 Sun divine hammer to increase its power by several times, its might is ferocious and berserk. Boom, boom, boom. Qin Yun held the hammer with one hand and began hammering at the Sky Fiend demon. In an instant, he struck out dozens of times. Each strike was a move from the 9 forms of heavenly annihilation. The most dreadful thing is that Qin Yun is using the power of Nether Sun Totem. Although the sky demonic beasts had cultivated physical bodies, their strongest aspect was still their soul bodies. It is very easy for Qin Yun to deal with this kind of evil soul body. As he continuously hammered, Nether Sun Flame also burst out and smelted the heavenly devil demon. The heavenly demonic demon's soul was torn to shreds by the power of Sun and Moon Splendor. This thing is so weak. After killing the heavenly devil demon, Qin Yun took out an ice pearl from its body. It is the divine universe ice dragon's dragon pearl. After obtaining the dragon pearl, the frost power contained in the huge ice ball immediately surged into the divine space ice dragon pearl. The Sky Fiend demons had been purified by Qin Yun and transformed into pure energy that was absorbed by the divine universe ice dragon pearl. The 9 Sun divine hammer consumed a lot of energy. The Mother Crystal Core's energy had already been used up. It needed to store energy before it could be used again. Qin Yun stored the divine hammer, Xian Rujing pulled Qin Yun and rushed toward the distance. Ice King race people are still besieging the altar. They saw Qin Yun succeed. They are extremely happy and promptly retreated. Xian Rujing brought Qin Yun and left with the Ice King race people. After they left, a burst of angry cursing came from inside the altar. Because those heavenly men don't know what is happening outside. They only know that they are being besieged by Ice King race people. After they understood the situation outside, they became even more furious. Because the heavenly devil demon has been killed and the divine space ice dragon pearl has been taken away. The altar broke open to thick ice and a few old men flew out. One of them is wearing robe with star transformation runes. He is precisely the very high position Elder Ping. Elder Ping, what is going on? Someone can actually kill a heavenly devil demon and even take away the dragon pearl. One heavenly man looked at the Black Lake. There's a very strong, extreme, yang power. Elder Ping closed his eyes and earnestly sensed. He slowly said, "It is impossible for Ice King race people to have this kind of extreme yang power." That heavenly man's expression sank and said, "Could it be that someone else has entered the sun's sacred land? It shouldn't be. We are guarding the entrance. If someone comes, we will know. Wait here for your heavenly mother. Maybe she knows what is going on." Elder Ping said, "Ice King race bastards. I must exterminate them." That heavenly man furiously said. Qin Yun and Xian Rujing arrived at a mountain forest with Ice King race people. Day is already brightened when they arrived. There are many holes in the trees inside the mountain forest. These are the residences of the Ice King race people. Qin Yun went to village Chief Wang's village before. The Ice race people also live like this. Qin Yun and Xian Rujing arrived at a cave residence inside a large tree. You too. Wait for our clan king to return. Before that, you cannot leave our village. You have the divine space ice dragon pearl in your hands. Although our Ice King race doesn't want the dragon pearl, we still want to discuss this matter. That old man said. All right. Qin Yun nodded. He also wants to meet the clan king. He cannot remember that 9 desolate great land once had an ice race. Could it be that ice race is too weak, so I never noticed them? Qin Yun took out the heaven-leaping shuttle from inside the tree hole. Xian Rujing followed Qin Yun into the heaven-leaping shuttle and said, "Back when you were 9 Sun Palace King, your main focus was on heavenly law divine domain. Naturally, you did not notice other races." "Maybe so," Qin Yun said with smile, then took out the divine space ice dragon pearl. He handed it over to Xian Rujing. Xian Rujing took it and looked, then said with frown, "My snow goddess totem has appeared." Qin Yun looked at the back of her snow-white hand, and sure enough, there are faint white totem runes. Dragon Pearl also has totem runes. Qin Yun said, "This small pearl indeed has Ice Dragon totem inheritance. Is fusing with my snow goddess totem." Xian Rujing is somewhat looking forward to it. She looked at the divine space Ice Dragon Pearl and said in low voice, "I wonder what will happen after I fuse with the Ice Dragon totem." While speaking, she vigorously pulled and tore apart the clothes on her body. She doesn't seem to mind that Qin Yun is beside her. Many totem runes appeared on Xian Rujing's flawless body. Moreover, they are still moving. Amazingly, the Ice Dragon totem on the divine space Ice Dragon Pearl is like ants moving house. It is entering Xian Rujing's body bit by bit. Xian Rujing's brows are creased, and she said in deep voice, "Very cold. Divine Space Ice Dragon Totem is truly awesome." Her body suddenly emitted bursts of cold air. "Do you need my help?" Qin Yun asked. "Come," Xian Rujing said. "I need your 9 Sun Sacred Veins help. Let's cultivate Sun and Moon Heart Sutra 3rd level." Although Xian Rujing is ice, cold towards Qin Yun, she has already acknowledged him as her man. Therefore, the two of them are very close. 2 of them are now cultivating together, and a strange situation occurred. Xian Rujing's body is burning hot, and Qin Yun's body is ice cold. This kind of power is caused by the Ice Dragon Totem inside the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl. Xian Rujing has already obtained the Ice Dragon Totem, but has not completely fused with it. Even though Qin Yun is an inscription master, he is powerless when it comes to totem fusion because it is beyond his understanding. Not long after, Xian Rujing and Qin Yun's situation stabilized. Xian Rujing's totem seems to have evolved, and she has become very spirited. Qin Yun is somewhat tired, but seeing Xian Rujing's great harvest, he is very happy in his heart. Sister Rujing, how is your situation now? Qin Yun slightly hugged the beautiful woman in his bosom, who is emitting a faint cold fragrance. Xian Rujing's face is somewhat tender and beautiful. She leaned on Qin Yun's chest and said in soft voice, I also don't know. It seems like I have mastered Ice Race's ability. This is very good, Qin Yun said with smile. Thank you, Xian Rujing said in soft voice and then looked at Qin Yun. Qin Yun faintly smiled, then kissed the beautiful woman's vermilion lips. Both of them spent a sweet night together. Next morning, Xian Rujing is elegantly wearing clothes. Her elegant eyebrows are slightly creased as she asked, Qin Yun, do you think Ice King race people want to snatch away the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl? Even if they want to snatch it away, it won't be that easy. Qin Yun said with smile, if we want to leave, we can leave at any time. I just want to ask their clan king a few things. Xian Rujing is wearing simple and unadorned white clothes. After her ice snow goddess totem evolved, her aura has become even more ice cold. However, in Qin Yun's eyes, she seems a lot more gentle. Qin Yun looked at the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl in his hand and said, I thought I could contact Divine Space Ice Dragon through this Dragon Pearl, but I did not succeed. Maybe the method is wrong. Xian Rujing said, that is why I have to ask Ice King race's clan king. Qin Yun stored the Dragon Pearl, then walked towards Xian Rujing, gently caressed her absolutely beautiful face, and said with smile, Sister Rujing, it seems like your emotions are gradually recovering. I don't know. Xian Rujing faintly sighed. I just feel that being together with you gives me a very comfortable feeling. I don't know what kind of feeling it is. It is called happiness. It is called happiness. Qin Yun kissed her vermilion lips and said with smile, you will surely recover completely later. But I don't want this kind of feeling. This kind of feeling makes me feel very tired. Xian Rujing finished speaking, and her expression suddenly became somewhat cold. It doesn't matter. Just do it bit by bit. You'll get used to it. Wait until you see Sister Kiru and the others. Your emotions will surely recover even faster. Qin Yun said. At this time, a voice came from outside the heaven-leaping shuttle. Little friend Qin Yun, our clan elder wants to see you. The person speaking is the old captain of the Ice King race. Qin Yun thought about it, then tidied up his clothes and left the heaven-leaping shuttle with Xian Rujing. What matter does your clan elder want to see me for? Qin Yun asked. I also don't know. He said it is an important matter. The old man said. Qin Yun stored the heaven-leaping shuttle and left the tree hole with Xian Rujing. After they came out of the tree hole, they saw an old man with a big nose and gloomy eyes standing outside. Chapter 2046. Elder Chun is floating outside the tree hole. His hand is holding a white ice-long staff. There is a snow-white skull on top of the staff. There were two dark green eyeballs embedded in the skull's eyes. At first glance, it looked quite eerie and frightening. Moreover, there's a very large necklace hanging on Elder Chen's neck. The pearls on the necklace are all small white skulls the size of a thumb. They're also condensed from ice. Elder Chun, what are you talking about? The old captain said with frown. He has a very good impression of Qin Yun. He led a team to protect the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl for many years. He knows how powerful heavenly devil demons are. They are basically unable to deal with them. Only after Qin Yun appeared, they were captured and the Dragon Pearl was taken away. Elder Chen's sinister eyes are filled with green light. He stared at Qin Yun and coldly said, This person is a Bane Star. He will bring calamity to our tribe. Originally, Qin Yun thought that Elder Chun was a charlatan. That's because Elder Chun looked like a charlatan from a primitive tribe that pretended to be mysterious. But after carefully sizing up Elder Chun, he feels that Elder Chun has some ability. Elder Chun, how can you see that I am a Bane star? Qin Yun's expression is indifferent. His handsome face has a slight smile. Xian Rujing's expression is ice cold. She looks elegant and beautiful. Her overbearing killing intent made that Elder Chun feel as if he is facing a great enemy. You are a dangerous guy. You should quickly leave our tribe. Elder Chun pointed at Qin Yun and said, All right, we will leave now. Qin Yun said he originally wanted to meet the Ice King, but since Elder Chun has ordered him to leave, he has no choice but to leave. Wait. Elder Chun saw Qin Yun and Xian Rujing flying out of the tree hole and suddenly shouted, What else do you want? Xian Rujing coldly glared at Elder Chun. After Xian Rujing fused with the Ice Dragon Totem, the cold air released from her body caused the Ice King race people to feel shocked. I want to see the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl. Elder Chun looked at Qin Yun. Qin Yun took out the Dragon Pearl and placed it on his palm. Elder Chun looked at the Dragon Pearl. The green light in his sinister old eyes became even more intense. All right, you can leave now. After Elder Chun finished speaking, he looked at the captain and said, Captain Yu, send them off. Qin Yun doesn't know what Elder Chun was looking at just now. He stored the Dragon Ball and left with the old captain together with Xian Rujing. Captain Yu shook his head and sighed. While flying, he said to Qin Yun and Xian Rujing, You too. If it were not for you, the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl might have already fallen into the hands of Heavenly Law Divine Domain. Our Ice Royal race must thank you. What is going on with that Elder Chun? Xian Rujing asked. I don't know about Clan Elder Chun, but he has a very high status in the clan. He knows a lot of things. Captain, you said, Elder Chun wants me to leave your tribe. It is not his own idea. It is Divine Universe Ice Dragon's idea. He can communicate with the Ice Dragon. Qin Yun said, Captain Yu was shocked. Little friend Qin, why did Ice Dragon chase you away? Logically speaking, you prevented his Dragon Ball from falling into the hands of the Celestials. So he should be grateful to you. Qin Yun said with laugh, Because I am indeed very dangerous. I can bring disaster to your Ice Royal race. Captain Yu did not speak. He thought that Qin Yun would be angry, but Qin Yun is not angry at all. Qin Yun said, Ice Dragon has always been protecting your Ice Royal race. He told Elder Chun to chase me away. It seems like he is always paying attention to the situation here. Qin Yun is very happy in his heart because Ice Dragon is not dormant. He must know where the Sun Seed is. Now, as long as he meets Great Sage Wu, he can communicate with Ice Dragon and ask about the whereabouts of the Sun Seed. What he is worried about is that Ice Dragon is not willing to hand over the Sun Seed to him. Little friend Qin, how do you know so many things? Captain Yu asked. Qin Yun smiled and did not say anything. He flew out of the mountain forest in a short while. After arriving outside, just as Captain Yu was about to bid farewell to Qin Yun, a cold air rushed over from distance. Captain Yu very happily said, Clan King and the others have returned. A large group of people arrived along with the cold air. There are several tens of them. They are releasing a very strong ice-cold aura. Xian Rujing immediately tightly held Qin Yun's hand and sent sound transmission to him. This Ice Royal King is very strong. The Ice Royal King is indeed very strong. None of the people around him are weak. Captain Yu promptly walked over and told a tall and sturdy old man about the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl. The tall and sturdy old man is floating in the sky. The people behind him are patiently listening to Captain Yu's narration. From time to time, they would look at Qin Yun with amazement in their eyes. It is like this. Elder Chun said that he is a calamity star and did not let him stay in the tribe. Captain Yu said, that tall and sturdy old man is the Ice Royal King. He looks very strong, and his body is releasing a very threatening aura. He looked at Qin Yun and said with straightforward smile, Little friend Qin, since you have helped us greatly as the Ice Royal King, I must properly entertain you. Let's go back. No need. It is enough to see the Ice Royal King's elegant demeanor. Qin Yun said with laugh. Elder Chun is right. I'm a calamity star. I don't want to bring disaster to your Ice Royal race. Behind the Ice Royal King is a handsome and stern-looking youth. He is wearing a scholarly white gown, a jasper hanging on his waist, and a jade crown on his head. The youth said to Qin Yun, "Since the heavenly devil demon inside the divine space ice dragon pearl has been destroyed, the dragon pearl should be returned to its original owner. The original owner is the divine space ice dragon, but now the divine space ice dragon can no longer use the dragon pearl. Since we are the protectors of the divine space ice dragon, the dragon pearl should belong to us. Junior King, whoever obtains the dragon pearl, it belongs to them. We cannot take it by force." Captain Yu said in low voice. "Oomph. The dragon pearl is now in his hands. He doesn't have enough strength to protect it." While speaking, the Junior King arrived in front of Qin Yun in a flash and extended his hand to grab Qin Yun's shoulder. Courting death, Xian Rujing became furious. Her ice-cold, beautiful eyes shot out two swift and fierce energy that transformed into a burst of gale and blew away the Junior King. The Junior King is also extremely furious. "You bunch of weak, sacred, desolate people only relied on Sun Spirit to kill the heavenly devil demon. You don't have enough qualifications to take possession of the divine space ice dragon pearl." Xian Rujing is very strong. The ice-cold power she released caused all the ice royal race people present to be secretly amazed. Even the Junior King is secretly terrified. "Then what qualifications do you have?" Qin Yun asked. "I have divine space ice dragon's blood inside my body. I am the only person in the Ice Clan who can fuse with divine space ice dragon's blood. After I transform into a dragon, I will become a divine space ice dragon." The Junior King's face is filled with arrogance. He wanted to attack again, but he was stopped by his father, the Ice Royal King. The Ice Royal King said to Qin Yun with a smile, "Little friend Qin, my son has offended you. Please forgive him. You are an expert. You should not bicker with this kind of young and frivolous guy." The Junior King is still angrily looking at Qin Yun because in his eyes, the dragon pearl should belong to his Ice Royal race. However, whether it is his father or the elders of his race, none of them have any intention to take back the dragon pearl. This is very hard for him to understand. Qin Yun really doesn't want to bicker with the Junior King. In his eyes, the Junior King is the same as those naughty brats. He doesn't want to bicker with a child. He said with a smile, "Ice Royal King, do you have divine space ice dragon's blood?" "We do. It has been passed down for many years. This divine space ice dragon's blood is very strange. It has very strong regenerative power. Half a vat of blood will become full after being stored for a period of time." The Ice Royal King said. Qin Yun said, "Then what is the matter with fusing with divine space ice dragon's blood?" The Ice Clan has many tribes. Every year the children born will be sent to our royal race tribe. We will drip the divine space ice dragon's blood on those children to test whether or not they can fuse with the dragon blood. The Ice Royal King said. "If they can fuse, what will happen?" Qin Yun asked, then looked at the Junior King. The Junior King coldly replied, "If they can fuse, they will obtain the inheritance of the divine space ice dragon, like me. I will become the strongest person in the Ice Clan." Ice Royal King, "Do you have any more dragon blood? I want to give it a try." Qin Yun said, "Ridiculous. You are a guy from Sacred Desolate. You don't even have Ice Clan bloodline. How can you fuse with Ice Dragon's blood?" The Junior King said with sneer. The Ice Royal King took out a small bottle, handed it over to Qin Yun, and said, "Although this blood is precious, it can be regenerated. I will give you a small bottle." Qin Yun wants the dragon blood, mainly to see whether or not Xian Rujing can obtain the approval of the Ice Dragon. The divine space Ice Dragon has been hiding in the Sun's sacred land for so long. It must have received special care from the Ice Sun. Among the 9 suns, the Ice Sun is also very strong. Qin Yun researched it before. "Many thanks." Qin Yun promptly expressed his thanks and said, "We will take our leave. See you again." "All right." The Ice Royal King is a very straightforward person. Moreover, he can see that Qin Yun has the demeanor of an expert. He knows that Qin Yun's origin is extraordinary. Just as Qin Yun and Xian Rujing were about to leave, a majestic aura suddenly rushed over from a distance. Ear-splitting drum sound reverberated over. This kind of drum sound is like the roar of a dragon. Qin Yun's expression abruptly changed. He said, "Heavenly Mother has arrived. She must have come for me." "Sacred King, Heavenly Mother?" The Ice Royal King's expression sank. "Are you sure that Sacred King, Heavenly Mother has arrived?" "Heavenly Mother travels." 10,000 dragons roar together. Qin Yun's expression became grave. He looked at the direction of the majestic aura and said in deep voice, "Ice Royal King, although you are very strong, you are not enough to deal with Heavenly Mother. Are you looking down on my father?" The Junior King furiously said. The Ice Royal King vigorously knocked the Junior King's head, then said to Qin Yun, "Heavenly Mother must have come for me. Little friend Qin, you leave first." Qin Yun and Xian Rujing immediately left. After they flew far away, they entered the heaven-leaping shuttle and concealed themselves. Then they quietly turned around and flew back to the Ice Royal tribe. Chapter 2047. After the heaven-leaping shuttle flew over, it saw a large patch of golden mist. Seeing the mist, Qin Yun's face became even more solemn. He muttered, "I hope the Ice Race King can hold on. Is the Sage Monarch Heavenly Mother really that strong?" Ice Race King is already very strong. Moreover, inside the Sun's sacred land, the environment is very beneficial to him. Xian Rujing saw Qin Yun's worried expression, but she feels that Ice Race King can fight against Heavenly Mother. Qin Yun shook his head and said, "It's hard to say. If the Ice Race King can't hold on, maybe Ice Dragon will take action." The Divine Universe Ice Dragon had already fused with the Sun's sacred land, and through the entire Sun's sacred land, it absorbed and stored a large amount of the power of the 9 suns. Therefore, Qin Yun believed that the divine cosmic ice dragon would definitely be able to repel the sacred monarch Heavenly Mother. What he was most worried about was that the divine universe ice dragon wouldn't be able to fight when the time came. The heaven-leaping shuttle flew through the thick golden fog. The golden mist had a very strong resistance, causing the heaven-leaping shuttle to fly very slowly. What did those heavenly men do? Why is the golden mist so strong? Xian Rujing said in amazement, seeing the heaven-leaping shuttle suddenly slow down. "This is a barrier," Qin Yun said. "They released a very large barrier. It should be to prevent other powerful energies from entering. It seems that the group of heavenly people have made sufficient preparations." Suddenly, 2 huge figures appeared in front of them. It was the colossal sky armor guard. Qin Yun immediately controlled the heaven-leaping shuttle to conceal itself, not releasing any aura at all. After turning invisible, the heaven-leaping shuttle was hidden in the golden fog. It was very difficult to discover it. Only the giant sky armor guards were patrolling this area. Their mental power was limited, so it was difficult for them to detect the existence of the heaven-leaping shuttle. Their strength should be at least heavenly sage, right? Did these heavenly armor guards come from that life creation pool? Xian Rujing said. Qin Yun nodded and said, "They came out from the pool of life, but they also need the Heavenly Mother to go to the pool of life to extract them. In short, when the Heavenly Mother needs them, she will go to the pool of life. Just like drawing water, she will take out these heavenly armor guards. They also need to consume some energy. The natural law divine realm is a world that operates independently. There are also complicated rules and factions within. These guys have so many good equipment, they're very strong. It is really hard to deal with them." Xian Rujing coldly groaned. After all, it's the heavenly law divine realm. This heavenly law divine realm is mainly used to manage the operation of the heavenly Tao. Qin Yun began to control the heaven-leaping shuttle and slowly flew through the golden mist. While flying, the heaven-leaping shuttle would more or less release a lot of energy fluctuations, so it would be sensed by those celestials. Qin Yun had the heavenly eye, so he could see through the thick golden fog. He knew from afar that a heavenly armor guard was approaching and hid himself in time. Qin Yun took quite a while to pass through the golden fog by stopping and walking. The golden mist was like a barrier. After passing through it, they could see the Ice Royal tribe. The Ice Royal tribe was located in a forest. The forest was shrouded in a thin layer of white mist. At first glance, one could tell that it was formed by a very strong cold force. Could it be that the divine universe ice dragon made a move? Chinyan saw that the Ice Royal tribe was being protected by a very strong energy and asked doubtfully. The divine universe ice dragon had already integrated into the Sun Holy Land and could control the energy of the Sun Holy Land. Xian Rujing looked at the densely packed celestials in the distance and exclaimed in admiration. This is the battle formation of Sacred King Heavenly Mother? Such a grand display. There are several tens of thousands of formidable celestials in the distance. They are all wearing heavenly armor and holding divine universe weapons. These celestials are all very strong. They're at least great sage realm. There are also many heaven sage realm experts. In the middle of these several tens of thousands of celestials, there is a palace. This palace is located on the back of a huge eagle with a wingspan of several hundred meters. And there are several mighty golden dragons surrounding the palace. On the back of the golden dragon, or on the head of the dragon, there are celestials wearing purple gold heavenly armor and holding purple gold divine universe sword. These celestials are the core power of the palace. Sacred King Heavenly Mother is inside that palace. Is she not coming out? Xian Rujing looked at the palace attentively and sensed a wave of oppressive might coming over. Heavenly Mother is inside. I can't see what she looks like, Chinyan said with a smile. Back then, I only saw Heavenly Mother go out a few times. Of course, the few times I saw her were in God-level space. They were far more magnificent than saint-level space. Xian Rujing said, You have never seen what Heavenly Mother looks like. Is there any legend about her? Is she beautiful? Chinyan shook his head and smiled. I have never seen her before. Her appearance is definitely passable. After all, Heavenly Mother can change her appearance. She will certainly make herself look the most beautiful in her heart. Heavenly Mother is not attacking Ice King race. Or is it that they're unable to break through Ice King race's barrier? Xian Rujing said. Ice King race's barrier is very strong. It is filled with a gloomy coldness that makes people feel very uncomfortable. Even though Qin Yun is inside the heaven-leaping shuttle, he can still feel the unbearable coldness. Xian Rujing is not feeling anything, but she knows that Qin Yun is very uncomfortable. She promptly got up and sat on the same chair as Qin Yun and then hugged his waist. Qin Yun is feeling very uncomfortable because of the coldness. Now that he is hugging the beautiful woman, he feels very comfortable. He can even breathe in the cold and bizarre fragrance of the beautiful woman's body. A tall and big heavenly person standing on the dragon's head yelled, Ice King race, listen up, quickly hand over the divine space Ice Dragon Pearl. What does the divine space Ice Dragon Pearl have to do with you? Why should we give it to you? Ice King's deep and cold voice echoed out from the mountain forest. Divine space Ice Dragon is created by our heavenly law divine domain. Don't pretend you don't know. The heavenly being said angrily. The Heavenly Mother has personally come forward. If you don't hand over the Dragon Pearl, then only death awaits you. Another old man said in cold voice, Ice Race was a very weak race in the past. It is not easy for them to grow to this stage. They can be said to be one of the strongest race in saint-level space. You must properly cherish your current days. Are you threatening our Ice King race? Ice King said with sneer, I am not afraid of you. If you have the guts, then attack. Refusing a toast only to drink a forfeit. That old heavenly person furiously said, In our eyes, you are unable to withstand even a single blow. As the strongest existences in saint-level space, we are worshipped by countless experts in other heavenly domains. Only ignorant, weak races like you dare to be impudent in front of us. Ice King laughed loudly and said, No matter how strong you are, how strong can you be? If you were that strong, you would have obtained the divine space Ice Dragon Pearl long ago. At this time, the huge sun altar appeared. After the altar appeared, a very strong energy condensed at the top. Boom! The energy condensed at the top of the altar suddenly rushed towards the thin layer of fog in the forest ahead. When it collided with the top, it exploded out with a burst of intense energy wave. The vibration caused the earth to tremble. This sun altar is really powerful. Qin Yun's heaven-leaping shuttle was also blown away by the burst of energy wave. Although the sun altar's attack is very powerful, the Ice King race's defense is completely fine. Is this all you have? Ice King said with sneer. You can continue attacking. I am not afraid of you. Ice King, if you don't know what's good for you, we will not only destroy your Ice King race, but the entire sun sacred land. The old heavenly person said with evil smile. Your ice race can only have such formidable power inside the sun's sacred land. If you run out, you won't be able to survive. How long will it take? Another heavenly person said. So long as we destroy the sun's sacred land, you will become a group of even weaker creatures. Ice King would not believe other people saying that they want to destroy the sun's sacred land. But if it is a sacred king, heavenly mother of heavenly Tao, divine domain, then it is possible. Xian Rujing and Qin Yun are sitting on the same chair. Both of them are hugging each other tightly. They are inside the control room, looking at what is happening ahead. Qin Yun, can those guys truly destroy the sun, sacred land? Xian Rujing asked. If they are willing to pay a certain price, they can do it. But they will not destroy the sun's sacred land for no reason at all, because it will not bring them any benefits. Qin Yun said, those heavenly people do not know that the Dragon Pearl is not in the hands of Ice King. Ice King also did not say who has it. Clearly he wants to protect Qin Yun. Just from this point, Qin Yun is very grateful to Ice King. Then you can destroy the sun sacred land. Ice King laughed heartily and said, who is afraid of who? Our ice race is originally very weak, but to be able to survive for so many years, we are already very satisfied. If we die, we die. Boom. The altar attacked again. If he continued to attack the barrier, it was possible that it would be broken. Inside the Ice King tribe, inside a big tree, Elder Chen said, Tribe King, the Dragon Pearl is not in our hands. It is in the hands of that guy, surnamed Qin. The young Tribe King added, he is very dissatisfied and said, the Dragon Pearl is clearly not in our hands, but we are the scapegoats. Elder Chen shook his head and said with sigh, that brat surnamed Qin is truly a calamity star. Ice King said, the Dragon Pearl cannot fall into the hands of heavenly Tao, divine domain. If the Dragon Pearl falls into their hands, our ice race will also be indirectly controlled by them. At that time, Ice Race and Divine Universe Ice Dragon will become their slaves. Father, is this true? This kind of legend is just to scare us? The young Tribe King said. It's true. Elder Chun said with a very solemn expression. The power in our bodies comes from the Divine Universe Ice Dragon. If we leave the sun's sacred land, we will not be able to use the formidable power of the Divine Universe Ice Dragon. Ice King said with smile. Elder Chun, it is good that you drove away that brat before. Otherwise, if he stayed here, the Dragon Pearl would have truly fallen into those guys' hands. Elder Chen wanted to say something, but stopped. Because he drove away Qin Yun, because he received the Ice Dragon's instruction. Chapter 2048. The barrier of the Ice Clan King tribe has been continuously attacked by the altar and is starting to waver. The thin layer of white mist has become a lot thinner. At this time, there were even more powerful quintessential Sage Realm Celestials that were constantly releasing powerful energy to attack the barrier. If this goes on, the barrier will be breached and Ice Royal Tribe will be exterminated. Even if they are not exterminated, if they fall into the hands of heavenly men, their fate will be very miserable. Qin Yun, if this goes on, the barrier will surely be breached. Xian Rujing looked at the golden palace in the middle of the tens of thousands of heavenly men and said, is there any way to directly attack that palace? That place's defense is very strong. Heavenly Mother has not said a single word. Clearly she is cultivating inside and doesn't care about what is happening outside. Qin Yun said, why did Heavenly Mother come here? Does she really not care about what is happening outside? Xian Rujing said, Heavenly Mother personally came here to show that she attaches great importance to a certain matter. She attaches great importance to the sun seed here. That is why she came here. This way, she can gather all the formidable heavenly men she created and form a very strong, cohesive force. Qin Yun said. That is to say, she sent word before, but her subordinates did not do it properly. Xian Rujing said. Indeed, Heavenly Mother created many heavenly men. They are all scheming against each other. They are not of the same mind. Qin Yun said with smile. That is why only Heavenly Mother personally takes action can unite the heavenly men she created. Xian Rujing said in mockery. I thought Heavenly Mother was very strong, did not expect that her prestige is not enough to unite her subordinates, especially at the most crucial moment. If she cannot unite her subordinates, then she is very ordinary. Many heavenly men under Heavenly Mother are like this. Actually, this is to prevent her subordinates from forming an alliance to control her. Heavenly Mother's heavenly men are scheming against each other. It is most likely caused by Heavenly Mother secretly inciting them. Qin Yun said. Sacred King Heavenly Mother arrived, but she did not show her face. Xian Rujing wants to see what kind of person she is, but now she is very disappointed. Qin Yun said, not only did Sacred King Heavenly Mother not show her face, those formidable Saint Kings also did not appear. Ice Royal Tribe side is under great pressure because if this continues, their barrier will be breached. Qin Yun, Ice Royal Race's barrier won't last much longer. Do you have a way to save them? Xian Rujing said. Qin Yun said, if you weren't by my side, I might have taken the risk to attack, but Xian Rujing held Qin Yun's hand and said, be at ease and do it. You're my man. I don't want you to become as cold-blooded and heartless as me. Qin Yun faintly smiled, kissed her face, and said, you saying this means that you are not cold-blooded and heartless. You also want me to save the Ice Royal family, right? I don't know. I just think that you should save them. Xian Rujing coldly groaned and said, although that little Race King is very hateful, Ice Race King and Captain, you are both very good. Later when we travel in Sun Holy Land, with their help, it will be very easy. Since you said so, I will do it. Qin Yun nodded. The little Ant Queen suddenly appeared. She was a ball of white energy within the 9 Dragons' heavenly origin formation. With little Ant Queen's spatial power, the Heaven Leaping Shuttle can easily travel through Sun Holy Land, but it will consume a lot of energy. After little Ant Queen is ready, Qin Yun said in a loud voice, Heavenly Mother from Heavenly Law Divine Realm, you came to Sun Holy Land to find Sun Seed, to give birth to your own flesh and blood, right? He let his voice spread out. Hearing Qin Yun's voice, the Ice Royal Tribe's Ice King frowned and said, how can this guy appear? Don't tell me he wants to lure away those heavenly men? Who are you? You are not qualified to talk to Heavenly Mother. One of the heavenly men furiously said. Qin Yun laughed loudly and said, Heavenly Mother, I understand your feeling of wanting to give birth to your own flesh and blood, because these heavenly men created through heavenly embryo are essentially not yours. After all, they're still born from heavenly Tao. Moreover, they're a bunch of retards. Those heavenly men immediately became extremely furious. Just as they were about to rush over, the Golden Palace suddenly trembled and released a powerful aura. Come back. A voice filled with dignity echoed out. Those heavenly men who just flew out immediately returned. And at this time, there was a handsome man dressed in golden embroidered clothes. He looked completely different from those heavenly men. He didn't have any heavenly armor on him, nor did he have any divine weapon. He didn't even have the slightest bit of powerful aura. This man still had a smile on his face. He had just come out of the palace and looked at Qin Yun's Heaven Leaping Shuttle with a smile. But in the blink of an eye, he arrived in front of the Heaven Leaping Shuttle. Qin Yun knew that this man was extremely dangerous. It was extremely likely that he was a king under the Heavenly Mother. The strongest among the heavenly saints usually called themselves the Holy King. The man in front of him was the Holy King. Who are you? You actually know about the sun seed and the heavenly embryo. The man said with a gentle smile. You're not qualified to ask me these questions. Let Heavenly Mother talk to me. Qin Yun said, but I can tell you a bunch of stupid heavenly men who came out from the heavenly embryo. The dragon pearl is not in the hands of the Ice Royal family, but in my hands. The other heavenly men were infuriated. Tens of thousands of heavenly eyes stared at the heaven-leaping shuttle with resentment. That anger turned into a gale and was very frightening. However, the man floating in front of the heaven-leaping shuttle said with a faint smile, if the dragon pearl is really in your hands, then we are indeed very stupid. We actually wasted so much energy to attack the Ice Royal family. You don't believe me? Qin Yun said with a smile. Your words are empty, making me feel like you are luring us away. The man laughed. If we were lured away by you, then we would be the real idiots. Qin Yun chuckled and said, looks like the Divine Universe Ice Dragon Pearl is very important to you. I'm guessing that there are many heavenly mothers who want to snatch the sun seed, and you guys are the first to arrive here. If you can obtain the Divine Universe Ice Dragon Pearl, you'll be able to find the sun seed as soon as possible, right? Could it be that you are the Divine Universe Ice Dragon? You really know quite a bit about the matters of my heavenly law divine realm. The man laughed. Of course, I'm not the Divine Universe Ice Dragon. In terms of understanding of the heavenly law divine realm, even the Divine Universe Ice Dragon might not be able to compare to me, Qin Yun said with a smile. Although you are an expert under the Heavenly Mother, I can see that you don't have any heavenly veins. You shouldn't be the strongest person under the Heavenly Mother. Amazing. You really know a lot about the matters of my heavenly law divine realm. The man was truly shocked as he sighed. At this moment, the tens of thousands of people in the distance were also in an uproar, because they all thought that the man who was talking to Qin Yun possessed heavenly veins. The matter of heavenly veins was a very confidential matter, so it was difficult to see through it. The main reason Qin Yun could see it was because he had the heavenly eye. Tianhui, step down. The Heavenly Mother finally spoke again. Heavenly Mother, you can cultivate in peace. Tianhui said, Tianhui can deal with this person. Tianhui, step down. The Heavenly Mother's voice carried an irresistible majesty. Even Qin Yun felt somewhat fearful of that stern voice. Tianhui hurriedly said, yes, Tianhui will immediately step down. But can Heavenly Mother tell Tianhui why you want him to step down? You are not his match. You will die. I don't want you to die. The Heavenly Mother's imposing voice sounded. Tianhui didn't say anything else. In the blink of an eye, he returned to the back of the giant eagle and entered the palace's gate. Although the white jade gourd was several meters long, in front of the tens of thousands of Heaven Realm people and the few giant dragons, it appeared extremely weak. Who are you? The Heavenly Mother asked. Who I am is not important. What's important is that the Dragon Pearl is in my hands. You don't need to waste your energy on the Ice Royal clan. Qin Yun replied indifferently. He was also secretly on guard. If there was a sudden attack, he would activate the nine-dragon heavenly origin formation with all his strength, and then let the little ant queen release her spatial energy to travel. Then hand the Dragon Pearl to me. Otherwise, you won't be able to leave. The Heavenly Mother said, you have no use for the Dragon Pearl. The heavenly devil demon inside the Dragon Pearl has already been purified by my Sun Soul. It has long since lost its soul connection with the Divine Universe Ice Dragon. Qin Yun said, you only obtain the Dragon Pearl to control the flow of energy in the Sun's sacred land. The Heavenly Mother seemed to be angry. She raised her voice and said in a deep voice, less nonsense. Quickly give me the Dragon Pearl. Qin Yun took out the Dragon Pearl and activated the Divine Universe Ice Dragon Pearl's ice-cold power. The ice-cold power rushed out, causing the group of heavenly beings to cry out in low voice. However, Qin Yun did not hand over the Dragon Pearl. He only wanted to prove that the Divine Universe Ice Dragon Pearl is in his hands. If you have the ability, then come and take it, Qin Yun said with a smile. Heavenly Mother, I want to see how much you will risk your life to give birth to a child." The group of heavenly beings flew into a rage and released wave after wave of terrifying killing intent. However, without the Heavenly Mother's order, they didn't dare to go over. The palace where the Heavenly Mother is located suddenly flashed with golden light. Intense killing intent accompanied by a burst of heavenly might rushed over. In the blink of an eye, a golden lightning bolt burst out from the palace. A figure, as if stepping on golden lightning, charged towards the heaven-leaping shuttle. The heaven-leaping shuttle immediately trembled violently. It suffered a burst of powerful energy attack. Qin Yun immediately activated the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation. A very strong barrier appeared on the surface of the heaven-leaping shuttle, blocking the violent golden lightning bolt. And the person on top of the golden lightning bolt is wearing a golden tunic dress. Holding a black longsword, she stabbed at the heaven-leaping shuttle. The Heavenly Mother made her move. Go! Qin Yun immediately controlled the heaven-leaping shuttle and began to travel through space. Don't even think about leaving. The Heavenly Mother sensed the spatial fluctuation. Her body surged with boundless and mighty power, causing the surrounding space to ripple from the impact. However, the little queen ant is a spatial Xian ant. She is not affected at all. She very smoothly left with the heaven-leaping shuttle. The heaven-leaping shuttle disappeared. The heavenly radiance appeared behind the Heavenly Mother. The Heavenly Mother is wearing a golden outfit, holding a black longsword. Her long hair is dancing wildly. Her face is covered by the golden light. It is impossible to see what she looks like. She looked at the place where the heaven-leaping shuttle was and said coldly, "It's the power of spatial Xian ants." Who exactly is this person? He can actually capture spatial Xian ants for his use. Chapter 2049. Even when Heavenly Mother took action, she was unable to detain the enemy. This made the group of heavenly people hate Qin Yin even more. Tian Hui, who is behind Heavenly Mother, looked at the location where the heaven-leaping shuttle disappeared and said, "Heavenly Mother, we need to find out who that guy is. Otherwise, we don't know how to deal with him. Only by attacking the Ice Royal Races tribe can we ask them." Tian Hui, you have followed me for so many years. How can you still be so stupid? Even now, you still don't know who that person is? Heavenly Mother sternly reprimanded. Tian Hui really doesn't know. I hope Heavenly Mother can remind me a bit. Tian Hui promptly bowed and said, "It can be seen that he is very respectful towards Heavenly Mother. That giant white jade gourd is not an ordinary flying magic tool." Heavenly Mother said, "Is this reminder enough?" Tian Hui immediately frowned. He dug through his memories and tried hard to recall anything related to this gourd-shaped flying magic tool. He has seen many gourd-shaped flying magic tools, so he tried very hard to think, but couldn't think of anything. Tian Hui is stupid. I can't think of anyone. Tian Hui shook his head and said. Suddenly, a ball of red light appeared beside Tian Hui. A bewitchingly beautiful young man with red eyelids and long hair appeared. Although this young man is a man, his appearance and attire are very bewitching. Especially his thin jade, white bewitching face. It is comparable to some beauties. His voice is also very bewitching. He said with a smile, "Tian Hui, you are really too stupid." Tian Yin, don't act coquettishly in front of me. I can't stand it. Tian Hui snorted. The other heavenly people are watching with bated breath because they know that Tian Yin is a heavenly saint realm expert with heavenly veins. She is a very powerful saint king, and her strength is even stronger than Tian Hui. And Tian Hui actually said such words to Tian Yin. This will definitely lead to a fight. Of course, with Heavenly Mother here, they don't dare to fight. Tian Yin, do you know who that person is? Heavenly Mother asked. If my guess is not wrong, that gourd should be the heaven-leaping shuttle. The person inside the heaven-leaping shuttle is the Nine-Yang Palace King of the ancient Nine-Yang era. Tian Yin giggled and said, "That person is Qin Yun." Tian Hui's expression slightly changed. Almost all the people in the natural law divine realm had heard of the Nine-Yang Palace King. There were also many devas who knew of Qin Yun. Due to the storm in the buried heaven grounds, Qin Yun's name had spread far and wide. Many devas had been killed because of it. Furthermore, the altar and the divine universe amethyst in Qin Yun's hands were things that the natural law divine realm really wanted to take back. There was a divine king altar before. It must have been taken away by Qin Yun. Tian Yin said again, "This person has been a great enemy of the heavenly Tao for many years." Heavenly Mother said coldly, "For Qin Yun to appear here, he must be here for the Yang seed. He was once a king of the Nine-Yang Palace, so he has an extremely good understanding of the matters of my natural law divine realm and has a deep understanding of the Nine Suns. He definitely knows the use of the Sun seed." Tianhui frowned and did not say a word. He cursed himself for being stupid for not realizing that it was Qin Yun. "Heavenly Mother, how should we deal with this person?" Tianhui asked. "We don't know what Qin Yun's current cultivation is." Tian Yin said with smile, "This person is crafty and crafty. Moreover, his methods are endless. If we want to deal with him, we must be very cautious. You all lead your people and use the holy talisman I gave you to search for the Sun seed. I will chase after Qin Yun myself." Heavenly Mother said, "Heavenly Mother, leave the matter of chasing after Qin Yun to us." Tianhui said, "Then tell me, where did Qin Yun go?" Heavenly Mother said with sneer. Tian Yin used her orchid fingers to play with her long hair and said with smile, "Tianhui, Qin Yun is a ruthless character. He is worthy of Heavenly Mother's attention. Heavenly Mother personally took action to capture him quickly. If Qin Yun falls into the hands of other Heavenly Mothers, the gains will not make up for the losses." Heavenly Mother said, "I can invite an altar to help. Moreover, it is the Heavenly Mother who came to the Sun's sacred land first. I have the initiative. I cannot let other Heavenly Mothers find the Sun seed before me. And even more so, I cannot let Qin Yun fall into their hands." Tianhui understands. Tianhui said in a low voice, "Heavenly Mother, we will definitely earnestly search for the Sun seed." After Tian Yin finished speaking, her body overflowed with a burst of red light, turned into a gust of wind, and rushed towards the group of heavenly men. Among the tens of thousands of heavenly men, more than 10,000 heavenly men flew out and followed Feng Feili, who is emitting red light. The holy kings under Heavenly Mother all led their subordinates and flew in all directions to search for the Sun seed. Now, there's only a giant golden eagle carrying a palace floating in the sky. All the heavenly men and heavenly armor guards have already left, and Heavenly Mother has returned to the palace. The giant golden eagle did not fly away. It is still hovering outside the Ice Royal tribe. Within the Ice Royal tribe, the Ice Race King, Elder Chun, and others are all shocked. Qin Yun, little friend Qin, he is actually the Nine-Sun Palace King. Ice Race King looked at Elder Chun in shock and said in a low voice, "Elder Chun, you should know more about the Nine-Sun Palace King than me." Elder Chun, who was in a daze, came back to his senses, shivered, and said, "According to the ancient records left behind by our Ice Race ancestor, this Nine-Sun Palace King once saved our Ice Race. There's such a thing? Then why do you still say that he is a jinx?" Captain Yu coldly snorted and said, "Back then, our Ice Race ancestor and the others had not established the Ice Race yet. That was after we were saved by the Nine-Sun Palace King." Elder Chun said with a face full of guilt, "Just now, it seems like he saved us again. That damned Heavenly Mother is still outside. She wants to personally deal with the Palace King." Ice Race King said, "Father, isn't the Nine-Sun Palace King a legend? I thought it was just a story." Young Tribe King is still unable to accept that Qin Yun is actually such an awesome person. Elder Chin said, "Of course it is not a story. It is something that really happened. Back then, our ancestor was only a very small faction. Back then, he was chased by the heavenly law divine realm and was saved by the Nine-Sun Palace King. No wonder he is so powerful. He can easily get rid of the heavenly devil demon. We have been unable to subdue the heavenly devil demon for many years. Even the divine universe ice dragon can't do anything to them. Captain Yu exclaimed again and again. The Ice Race King said, "How about I go out and fight with the Heavenly Mother? Don't let her cause trouble for the Palace King." However, at this moment, the giant golden eagle outside let out a sharp cry. That cry seems to be filled with vigilance, warning the enemy not to approach. Heavenly Mother's dignified voice could be heard. "Palace King, since you are nearby, don't hide. I know you are back." Qin Yin originally rode the heaven-leaping shuttle far away, but he suddenly felt that running away would be too much of a loss. So he wanted to go back and trick those Heaven Realm people. Who would have thought that after he returned, the Heaven Realm people would disappear? Only the golden eagle carrying the palace was left floating in the sky. After the Nine Sun era, the Palace King was defeated. It can be said that there are no more Palace Kings. Qin Yin said with a faint smile, "The Palace King was defeated before. I don't really like this title. No matter what, you are still the Palace King. The Nine Sun Palace King is the #1 enemy of my heavenly law divine realm. And your style in this life is still the style of the Nine Sun Palace King, the enemy of the heavenly law we are familiar with." Heavenly Mother said, "You came here for the Yang Seed, and I also came here for the Yang Seed. You have interfered in the Nine Suns' heavenly realm for so many years, causing the Nine Suns' heavenly realm to be in misery and suffering. It is time to stop." Qin Yin said, "The Nine Suns' heavenly realm was created by the heavenly Tao. Why can't our heavenly law divine realm interfere to maintain the order of the Nine Suns' heavenly realm?" Heavenly Mother sneered. "That's where you're wrong." Qin Yun said, "The Nine Suns' heavenly realm was created by the heavenly Tao." Who created the heavenly Tao? Not everything was created by the heavenly Tao. Qin Yun, I advise you to stop and cultivate in peace. Perhaps you can still see the day of the Nine Suns' nirvana rebirth. Heavenly Mother said, "Hand over the divine universe ice dragon pearl." Qin Yun laughed loudly. "Heavenly Mother, you little girl are too naive. It seems like you don't understand me well enough. If you understood me, then you definitely wouldn't be so naive as to advise me to stop." He had been tortured by the heavenly law divine realm for several lifetimes. It could be said that he had been enemies with the heavenly law divine realm for 9 lifetimes. So how could he stop? "Little girl? This is the first time someone called me that." Heavenly Mother sneered a few times. "You are the sacred king, Heavenly Mother. At most, you were born in the Nine Suns' heavenly realm. If you were the Heavenly Mother from the last era, and you still haven't become the divine Heavenly Mother, then you should go back to the furnace and be reborn." Qin Yin said with a smile, "Since you are only from this era, then in my eyes, you are indeed just a little girl." Heavenly Mother did not say anything, as if she is silent. The world is very quiet, but there is a powerful anger. Even the people of the Ice Royal tribe feel very oppressed. After a moment of silence, Qin Yin laughed loudly and said, "You can't be the Heavenly Mother from the last era, right? It seems like I was right. Qin Yin, just you wait, I'll let you off this time." Heavenly Mother said coldly, "Heavenly Mother, how should I address you? Should I call you Old Heavenly Mother?" Qin Yin said with a smile, "Remember, I am the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother. Qin Yin, next time we meet, I will make you kneel in front of me." After Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother spoke ruthlessly, the huge eagle suddenly flashed and disappeared without a trace. Xian Rujing coldly groaned and said, "She left so quickly. Is she going back to the furnace to be reborn?" "Sister Rujing, did you see her appearance when she attacked the heaven-leaping shuttle?" Qin Yun said with a smile. "Her appearance was covered by golden light. I couldn't see it." Xian Rujing said, "She is indeed very strong, but if I had the same cultivation as her, I would not be weaker than her." Qin Yun said with mischievous smile, "I saw her appearance. She is not as beautiful as you." Xian Rujing is secretly proud in her heart. She lightly groaned and said, "Of course." Qin Yun's expression suddenly became grave. He said, "She suddenly left. She must have discovered something." Could it be that her subordinates found the sun seed? Chapter 2050. Chinyan really does not want the sun seed to fall into the hands of those heavenly mothers. If the heavenly mothers use the sun seed to give birth to their own flesh and blood, it is very likely that they will give birth to very dreadful things. Even though it is only a legend, it is better to believe it. Heavenly Law Divine Realm has many legends. These legends sound exaggerated, but since they have been passed down, they must have some basis. That imperial sound Heavenly Mother discovered you in the vicinity just now. If you follow her, won't she discover you? Xian Rujing said. If she goes to meet other Heavenly Mothers and join hands with them to attack, it will be very dangerous. Don't worry, I have Little Ant Queen, Qin Yin said with a smile. Just now Little Ant Queen broke through the space blockade. Heavenly Mother released very strong power to reinforce the space, but Little Ant Queen released spatial power to let the Heaven Leaping Shuttle escape very smoothly. The Heaven Leaping Shuttle is quietly following behind Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother. Qin Yin is doing his best to hide his aura. As for whether or not Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother discovered him, he is not sure. Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother is very sinister. She clearly knew that Qin Yin was in the vicinity, but she did not say anything. It seems like she deliberately sent away other heavenly men to talk to Qin Yin alone. Naturally, the result of the negotiation was not successful. Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother did not obtain the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl. The Heaven Leaping Shuttle followed the Eagle until late at night. Only then did the Eagle's speed slow down a lot. Inside the Heaven Leaping Shuttle, Xian Rujing looked at a silver light pearl in the distance and said with frown, Qin Yin, look at Mother Moon. Qin Yin has been focusing on following the Eagle. He did not pay attention to Mother Moon at night. Hearing Xian Rujing's voice, he looked at Mother Moon and discovered that it is flickering. Every time it flickers, it releases very strong silver light. What is going on with Mother Moon? Xian Rujing's beautiful eyes are filled with worry as she asked in low voice. Mother Moon is very important to Xian Rujing because she knows that it is a place where women can become very strong. Nothing happened for now. Maybe Mother Moon is devouring some kind of energy, Qin Yin said. Qin Yin, I cultivated inside Mother Moon before. I have a bad premonition. I want to go and take a look. Xian Rujing shook her head and said, I will go with you. Just as Qin Yin was about to change the direction of the Heaven Leaping Shuttle, Xian Rujing immediately shouted to stop. No need. That should be the extreme inland. You will be in danger. I will go by myself. Xian Rujing said. Qin Yin is very worried and said, Heavenly Mother has come to the Sun-Sacred Land. This place is very dangerous. I will be fine. Trust me. Xian Rujing looked at Qin Yin and said, Qin Yin also doesn't know what is going on with the Mother Moon. Since Xian Rujing has a different feeling, he can only let her go and take a look. All right, then be careful on the road, Qin Yin warned. And Xian Rujing nodded. Her ice-cold, beautiful eyes are filled with tenderness. Qin Yin smiled, hugged her, and kissed her. If time was not pressing, I would accompany you more, Xian Rujing said. Qin Yin gently caressed her face and then teleported her out. Xian Rujing immediately flew towards Mother Moon. Ling Yun said with smile, Xiao Yun, Sister Rujing still wants to spend a night with you. It seems that she is infatuated with your time together. I am not worried about her. I am worried that she will encounter that inexplicable heavenly punishment, Qin Yun said. Don't worry, she can surely deal with it. You should keep a close eye on that Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother, Ling Yun said. The Heaven Leaping Shuttle continued to follow the Golden Eagle. The Golden Eagle is flying in the sky with a palace on its back. It is creating a lot of commotion along the way. It is very easy to follow it. Even if Qin Yun is very far away from the Golden Eagle, he can still follow its aura. It seems like Sacred King Heavenly Mother never thought of hiding her whereabouts because she is fearless, Qin Yun said. As for how strong the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother he was tailing was, he was still unsure. At the moment, it seemed that she was alone with the giant golden hawk. The other powerful devas under her command had long since left to search for the sun seed. She is alone. She must have come to deal with me. Now, she suddenly left. Is she really going to meet other heavenly mothers? Qin Yun is very suspicious in his heart. Only until late at night. Qin Yun sensed that the golden eagle has stopped. His heaven-leaping shuttle also stopped. Qin Yun closed his eyes, released a strand of his soul, and let his consciousness roam. That strand of his soul flew forward and floated in the sky. Although the night is very cold and there is strange ice everywhere, Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother is not afraid at all. However, the Heavenly Mother of Imperial Sound was not afraid at all. Clearly, she had a way to fight back. And because Qin Yun obtained the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl and cultivated Sun and Moonheart Sutra with Xian Rujing many times, he is able to adapt to the cold power of the night. He can use the power of the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl to prevent the heaven-leaping shuttle from being frozen. It suddenly stopped. Qin Yun closed his eyes and muttered, "What is this Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother doing? Could it be that she sensed the location of the sun seed?" The golden eagle spread its wings and hovered in the sky. Its whole body is releasing golden light. The palace is also dazzling in gold and jade. It can be seen in the night sky. Xiao Yun, maybe you don't understand the Sun Holy Land as much as Sacred King Heavenly Mother. After all, they're the strongest existences in the sacred level space. I suspect that they're not only here for the sun seed. Ling Yuner said. Qin Yun thought about it carefully and felt that it is very possible. The Sun Holy Land is very big. The Mother Moon is very far away, and there are two entrances. The place where the Mother Moon is located is also a place of extreme ease. Men are not allowed to enter. Apart from this, Qin Yun has no idea what other things there are inside the Sun Holy Land. Not long after, a blue light flew over. It is a huge blue light ball. It is several kilometers wide. It is floating in the sky and releasing intense blue light. At first glance, it looked like a small blue star. Not long after the small blue star appeared, a huge white light tornado appeared. The tornado is as tall as 10,000 feet. It is soaring straight up. In the night, this tornado is flickering with white light. It engulfed the earth and let out a sharp whistling sound. Everyone who hears it feels horrified. Two heavenly mothers have arrived, Qin Yun said in amazement. He thought that there were only two heavenly mothers in the Sun Holy Land. Now, two more have arrived, adding the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother. There are three in total. There is a Heavenly Mother inside the small blue star. There is also a Heavenly Mother inside the huge and berserk white light tornado. None of them have shown themselves. Imperial Sound, you were the first to arrive. What harvest did you get? I heard that you met the Nine-Sun Palace King. An aged voice came out from the blue star. It sounds like an old granny. Qin Yun is very surprised. He always believed that even if the Heavenly Mother lived for a very long time, she would still be able to maintain her youthful and beautiful appearance. The Heavenly Mother inside the blue star, from her voice, it seems to be very old. The voice that came out from the white light tornado seems to be that of a middle-aged woman. She said with sneer, "Imperial Sound, not only you borrowed the altar, we also borrowed it. You came earlier than us. Not only did you not obtain the Divine Space Ice Dragon Pearl, you even let the Nine-Sun Palace King escape. Blue Pearl, Heavenly Mother, White Wind, Heavenly Mother, you have twice as many heavenly men as me. Moreover, you have the support of the Divine Heavenly Mother. You can definitely find the sun seed before me. Why are you mocking and ridiculing me?" The Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother said leisurely, "In front of you, I am nothing but a little girl. The Heavenly Mother inside the small blue star is the Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother. The Heavenly Mother inside the white tornado is the White Wind Heavenly Mother. These are all just their names." Imperial Sound, are you laughing at the two of us for being old cured meat? Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother snorted in displeasure. Imperial Sound, don't be complacent. If you can't break through and become the Divine Heavenly Mother, you will also become old like us. When you become old cured meat, You might not look better than us. White Wind, Heavenly Mother mocked and sneered. There are only 9 sun seeds. How many Heavenly Mothers are here to find them? I came too early, so I didn't find out. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound asked. There are only 10 Heavenly Mothers in the sacred level space. Everyone is here. Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother said. As long as we obtain the sun seed, not only can we become gods, we can also give birth to our own flesh and blood. Who would miss this kind of opportunity? White Wind Heavenly Mother said. Let me add, there are only 8 sun seeds in the sun's sacred land. This is the information I received. We 10 Heavenly Mothers. Only 8 can obtain the sun seed. Not necessarily. The 9 Sun Palace King is here. Maybe one of them will be taken by him. Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother said. Imperial Sound. What's going on with you? According to reason, the 9 Sun Palace King has just become a sacred in this life. You actually failed to capture him. White Wind Heavenly Mother said. Not only the 9 Sun Palace King. That Muyu also wants to take away a sun seed. Muyu already obtained a sun seed. Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother said. Muyu is now fusing with the sun seed. Qin Yun is very bewildered in his heart, because according to his understanding, it should not be that difficult to break through to the Heavenly Mothers in the sacred level space. Now, there are only 10 Heavenly Mothers in the sacred level space. They actually need a sun seed to break through. Could it be that after so many years, the Heavenly Mother in the Heavenly Law Divine realm is not as good as before? Or is it restricted? Qin Yun said in his heart. Muyu obtaining a sun seed also caused Qin Yun to feel astonished. Xian Rujing went over now. Maybe she was summoned by Muyu. Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother said with sinister smile. It seems like there are not many sun seeds left for us. How are we going to divide them? Kill a few Heavenly Mothers, and we will have enough. White Wind Heavenly Mother sneered. If you want to kill, go kill. Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother said. You must understand clearly how we can borrow the altar. If we borrow their altar, we must agree to help them find that thing. Let's talk about it after we find the sun seed. With the sun seed, we will have the motivation to help them find that thing. Besides, who knows if this place has that thing they're talking about or not? Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother said. Chapter 2051. Qin Yun is very curious as to who is searching for the item of the Sun Sacred Land. For that item, they did not hesitate to lend the altar to these Heavenly Mothers. The control of the altar should be in the natural law divine realm, and it was very likely that an even stronger Heavenly Mother was searching for it. We, the Heavenly Mother with the altar, want to search for that thing together. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said. I hope you guys can cooperate a bit. Don't fight among yourselves. Yuin, why do I feel like you're a little afraid? What does our Heavenly Mother have to be afraid of? In this kind of place, besides other Heavenly Mothers, who can be our match? Heavenly Mother Blue Pearl said with a smile. Don't forget that Nanyang Palace King and Muyu are here, as well as that illusory divine universe ice dragon. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said. When necessary, we need to join hands. Don't kill each other. Let's find the Yang seed first. Only with the Yang seed can I feel at ease. The Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother said, because she was already very old. If she did not go to the divine level space, she would have to go back to the furnace to be rebuilt. With that, the blue ball of light turned into a blue light and flew away. I'm going to look for the sun seed. Without the sun seed, it's useless to say anything. Goodbye. White Wind Heavenly Mother said. The huge white, glowing tornado also moved quickly in one direction and disappeared in an instant. The Yang seed is hiding really well. They won't be able to find it in a short period of time. Qin Yun was secretly delighted. If he hadn't broken through the heavenly God sealing restriction in time, these Heavenly Mothers might have already obtained the Yang seed. That was why the Heavenly Mothers hated him to death. Qin Yun did not know how to find the Yang seed. If the Mother Moon could obtain the Yang seed, maybe the Yang seed had found the Mother Moon by itself. Just as Qin Yun was considering how to find the Yang seed, the concealed heaven-leaping shuttle was suddenly enveloped by an intense golden light. The giant golden eagle was right beside the heaven-leaping shuttle. We've been discovered. Just as Qin Yin was about to control the heaven-leaping shuttle to leave, he heard Heavenly Mother Imperial's sound shout, "Qin Yin, please wait." That voice was transmitted by a very strong soul mental power. The voice only appeared in Qin Yin's mind. Spatial fluctuations appeared around the heaven-leaping shuttle. Qin Yin was using the little ant queen's energy to distance himself from the dangerous Heavenly Mother of Imperial sound. You must have consumed a lot of energy to leave through the spatial Xian ant, right? I asked you to stay, not to kill you. The Imperial sound Heavenly Mother's voice once again appeared in Qin Yun's mind. Besides, I can't kill you. Qin Yun hesitated for a moment before replying with his psyche. What's the matter? You should have heard my conversation with the other two Heavenly Mothers just now, right? Heavenly Mother Imperial sound asked. Well, I did hear it. So you knew I was following you. Qin Yun said with a smile. I didn't know you were following me, but I guessed you would. Because according to the ancient records of the Heavenly Law Divine Realm, you are very interested in the matters of the Heavenly Law Divine Realm, but you do not understand the Heavenly Mother. So I feel that you will not let go of the chance to study the Heavenly Mother. The Imperial sound Heavenly Mother said. Then why did you make me stay behind? Is there something you want to discuss? Qin Yun was rather calm. The Heavenly Mother could not keep him here. I want the Yang seed. You have a sun seed in your hands. Heavenly Mother Imperial sound said. The sun seed below the 6 cities of Divine King is definitely in your hands. The sacrificial altars of the 6 God King cities had disappeared. Previously, that altar had appeared on the Great Saint Peak. Heavenly Mother Imperial sound carefully recalled these matters and confirmed that Qin Yun was also present at the Great Saint Peak. The sun seed is not in my hands. That sun seed ran away. Qin Yun said, but I can clearly tell you that I was the one who broke the Heavenly God sealing restriction, and the altar is also in my hands. You were once sealed by the Heavenly God sealing restriction, and you were able to break it every time. I know this. Heavenly Mother Imperial sound said coldly. But I believe that you will definitely not let the sun seed escape. Even if the sun seed is in my hands, what makes you think that I would give it to you? Qin Yun chuckled and said, the sun seed is so important. Would I give it to you? Heavenly Mother Imperial sound said, Qin Yun, I know that you have always wanted to overthrow the Heavenly Law Divine Realm that controls the Heavenly Tao. But relying on yourself is not enough. You need a spy. Only then will you be able to understand the Heavenly Law Divine Realm better. Qin Yun was startled. Heavenly Mother Imperial sound's meaning was very clear. She wanted to become his spy and provide him with information about the Heavenly Law Divine Realm. The Heavenly Tao is already dead, and the Heavenly Law Divine Realm is currently in chaos. Many Heavenly Mother, Heavenly Emperors are fighting for the supreme position. Heavenly Mother Imperial sound said, the sun seed is also very important to me. With the sun seed, I can become even stronger. With great power, it will naturally be very easy to deal with the Heavenly Law Divine Realm. Qin Yun said with a faint smile. Therefore, I will not give the sun seed in my hands to you. Qin Yun only had one sun seed. If he gave it away and he couldn't get it in the future, the gains would not make up for the losses. Right now, he was not confident that he could get the other sun seeds. After all, so many powerful Heavenly Mothers were personally fighting for the sun seed. Don't worry, I don't want your sun seed. I'm just borrowing it. After using it, I will return it to you. Heavenly Mother Imperial sound said, if you are worried, we can sign a soul contract. Just borrowing it for a while? There's such a thing? Qin Yun was secretly alarmed. He knew that the sun seed could help the Heavenly Mother give birth to her own flesh and blood, but it seemed that she did not need to completely possess the sun seed. Heavenly Mother Imperial sound said again, of course, I don't know if it will succeed or not, but the sun seed is very useful to our Heavenly Mother. We Heavenly Mothers are born from the Heavenly Tao, but we are also restricted, so we can't bear children. Qin Yin pondered for a moment and said, I can lend you the sun seed, but you have to agree to a few conditions of mine. State your conditions. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound promptly said. She saw that there was hope in this matter. Take care of your heavenly man. Don't let them harm the ice race and other humans. Qin Yin said, That's not a problem. With a thought, they will have to do as I say. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said, You have to help me deal with the other Heavenly Mothers. I want the altars in their hands. Qin Yin said, Don't worry. We can slowly discuss this matter. I will do my best not to expose you, because you still need to sneak into the heavenly, law divine realm. Sure. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound hesitated for a moment before agreeing, because this is not an easy matter. She also secretly cursed Qin Yin in her heart. He already has so many sun altars in his hands, yet he still wants others. Also, this time you came to the sun's sacred land, you still have other important matters to do. Tell me what it is. You borrowed the altar. Who are you going to help find something? Qin Yin asked. I can't agree to this. Because this is a secret. I signed the soul contract and promised to keep it secret. If I tell you, I will die. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said. All right, then let's sign the soul contract. Qin Yin said. He seems to have written the conditions of the contract on a piece of beast skin. Then he released it for Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound to see. After Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound saw it, the two of them signed the soul contract and branded the contract power into their souls. Whoever breaks the contract will have to bear serious consequences. After signing the soul contract, Qin Yin secretly confirmed it and felt a lot more at ease. Many of the conditions in the contract were added by Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound, mainly to keep it a secret. In other words, Qin Yin can't tell anyone about this matter, not even his closest people. After all, he is the enemy of the Heavenly Tao. If Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound and the enemy of the Heavenly Tao join hands, she will truly be done for. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound is very cautious. That's why she used very strong mental power to converse with Qin Yin before. The gate of the palace above the Golden Eagle opened. After Qin Yin's heaven-leaping shuttle became invisible, it slowly flew in. The heaven-leaping shuttle entered a large hall. A noble woman wearing golden tight-fitting clothes is sitting in the main seat of honor. Her face is very pale. Her face is as pale as paper. It caused her beautiful oval face to lose a lot of charm. Her hair is simply tied up. Her eyes are somewhat dull and colorless. She is sitting on a chair and looking at Qin Yin with her gloomy eyes. Although she looks like a lamp that is about to run out of oil, her majesty is still not reduced. When Qin Yin used Heavenly Eye earlier, he could see through the golden light on her face and see her appearance. However, he did not see that her expression is so unsightly. Nine-Yang Palace King, who has experienced 9 lifetimes, you truly live up to your reputation. You look full of youthful energy, vigorous like a dragon and fierce like a tiger, but I am about to die. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound looked at Qin Yin with eyes filled with jealousy. I'm really surprised that you, the high and mighty Heavenly Mothers, are actually so afraid of death. Qin Yin stood in the main hall and looked at Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound. He is not afraid of her prestige at all, and said with a faint smile, The Heavenly Tao is already dead. Our lifespan will also end. We are no longer immortal. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said, then lightly flew down from her seat and landed in front of Qin Yin. As far as I know, the Heavenly Tao is not truly dead. Why did you become like this? Qin Yin said, The Heavenly Tao indeed does not have the concept of life and death. It only requires nirvanic rebirth. However, our Heavenly Law Divine realm is greatly affected. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said, just like your 9-yang heavenly domain, 9-yang nirvana, 9th desolate world extermination. Qin Yin nodded. Where is your sun seed? Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said. Qin Yin pointed at the heaven-leaping shuttle and said, It's inside the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. You want to go to my place? You don't have any objections, right? Up to you. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound sized up Qin Yun and said with a cold snort, "You are weaker than I imagined. With your cultivation, you actually dare to jump up and down in front of so many experts. You are truly reckless." Qin Yun said with a smile, "Is that so? My cultivation is low, but you seem to be a bit afraid of me. You are just putting on an act." Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound thought that Qin Yun is a quintessential saint. She did not expect that Qin Yun has just become a great saint. Qin Yun brought Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound and arrived at the warehouse of the Heaven Leaping Shuttle. The Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation is slowly operating. The Sun Seed is at the center of the formation. Originally, the Sun Seed was inside the Nine-Sun Divine Spirit. If Qin Yun directly took out the Sun Seed from the Nine-Sun Divine Spirit in front of Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound, she would definitely notice that he has the Nine-Sun Divine Spirit. He does not want Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound to know so many things. Chapter 2052. Can I come over now? The Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother asked. She knew how powerful the Nine Dragons' Heaven Origin Formation was. She could also sense the power of the Nine Dragons' Divine Universe released by the Nine Dragons' Heaven Origin Formation. Even with her strength, she was very afraid of the power of the formation. "Sure. How do you want to use the Sun Seed?" Qin Yun asked. As they had signed a soul contract, the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother was only borrowing it. She would not take away the Yang Seed, so Qin Yun was very relieved. "I don't know," Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said. "Let me go and touch the Sun Seed first. In any case, according to the information I have, our Heavenly Mother does not need to obtain the Sun Seed. We only need to borrow its power." The Yang Seed's energy was very strong. Even if the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother borrowed it, she wouldn't be able to borrow much. Qin Yun has obtained the Sun Seed for some time, so he knows how strong the Sun Seed's energy is. Furthermore, the Sun Seed's energy can be regenerated. The Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound came to the center of the Nine Dragons' Heavenly Origin Formation and extended her hands to touch the Sun Seed. She felt a very scorching power and said with a frown, "Very, very hot." After touching the Yang Seed for a while, she had no choice but to withdraw her hand. What made Qin Yun alarmed was that her hands were red and swollen. Furthermore, they were somewhat black. It was a result of being burned by the Yang Seed. "You don't know how to use the Sun Seed? I thought you knew how to use it." Qin Yun was puzzled. There was once a Heavenly Mother who touched a Yang Seed. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said, "But I only know that she doesn't have that Sun Seed, yet she can give birth to her own child. Has any Heavenly Mother ever succeeded?" Qin Yun was very shocked. He thought that such a thing was only a legend in the natural law divine realm. He never thought that it would actually exist. Yes, however, that Heavenly Mother received extremely severe heavenly punishment and died in the end. Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother frowned and left the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation because it was extremely uncomfortable inside. "What about the child?" asked Qin Yun. "She gave birth to a baby girl. Her whereabouts are unknown." Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound shook her head. "For many years, the natural law divine realm has been searching for that baby girl." Qin Yun said with a frown, "Baby girl? When did this happen? Did the Heavenly Tao instruct you to search, or did the Heavenly Law Divine Realm want to search?" "It happened a few thousand years ago. We, the Heavenly Mothers, are looking for it. We mainly want to see how the baby girl has grown." The Heavenly Mother of Imperial Sound stared at the Yang Seed, and her eyes were filled with fanaticism because she felt that she could also give birth to a child. "A few thousand years ago? At that time, I was a mortal King Fu Yun," Qin Yun said with frown. "If that baby girl is really strong, she will definitely do something world-shaking. The baby girl is not in the Nine-Yang Heavenly Region. In short, we have searched many heavenly regions, but could not find the baby girl's whereabouts." The Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother sighed. Qin Yun is also very curious. How strong is the baby girl that the Heavenly Mother gave birth to? After all, she is the only existence. If you give birth to your own child, maybe you will also suffer heaven's punishment. Qin Yun said, the heavenly Tao is dead. Only heavenly rules still operate. As for us, the children of the Heavenly Mother, we are not included in the heavenly rules and punishments. As for the Heavenly Mother that was punished by the heavenly Tao, it was the heavenly Tao itself that took action. The imperial sound Heavenly Mother looked at her hands, which had already returned to their original state. She walked into the Nine Dragons' Heaven Origin formation again. Qin Yun is looking at her from outside. This time, she hugged the sun seed that is emitting intense, scorching light with her hands and let the sun seed approach her chest. The intense, scorching heat caused the imperial sound Heavenly Mother to let out a burst of painful groan. She is enduring the pain, trying to guide the sun seed's energy into her body, but to no avail. After trying for a bit, she can only give up. Her clothes have already been burnt to ashes. The sun seed is very scorching hot. The imperial sound Heavenly Mother's body is completely red from being roasted. Qin Yun is secretly alarmed when he saw the imperial sound Heavenly Mother's body. Although the imperial sound Heavenly Mother's body looks very beautiful, she has no vitality at all. Her skin color is also very poor. After the imperial sound Heavenly Mother left the Nine Dragons' Heaven Origin formation, Qin Yun promptly took out a robe and draped it over her. Thank you. The imperial sound Heavenly Mother let out a long sigh. Her expression is very complicated as she looked at the sun seed. She said with great disappointment, I don't know how to use it. Do you want to hear my opinion? Qin Yun said, You're the Nine Sun Palace King. You have very deep research on nine suns. Your opinion is naturally very important. Tell me about it. The imperial sound Heavenly Mother said, The sun seed should be considered as an extreme yang item. You need a very strong, cold power to guide the sun seed's energy into your body. Qin Yun said, for example, the ice race. They innately possess a very strong, cold power. Moreover, they are very fond of devouring flames. The imperial sound Heavenly Mother slightly nodded and said, The place where the Mother Moon is located is an extreme land of the sun's sacred land. It will be able to smoothly fuse with the sun seed very quickly. This is also what Qin Yun just thought of. The Mother Moon is located in an extreme land. It needs to release the sun seed's energy so that it can be easily devoured. But I don't have cold power. The imperial sound Heavenly Mother said. Qin Yun took out the divine space ice dragon pearl and said with smile, This thing should be useful. I will help you give it a try. All right. The imperial sound Heavenly Mother's heart stirred. This time, Qin Yun and she went to the Nine Dragons' Heaven Origin formation together. Through the Nine Dragons' Heaven Origin formation, Qin Yun triggered the cold power of the divine space ice dragon pearl and poured it into the sun seed. The sun seed immediately shot out a kind of white-blue colored light. Can you absorb it now? Qin Yun asked. Yes. The imperial sound Heavenly Mother's face revealed pleasant surprise. She immediately began absorbing the sun seed's energy. The blue-colored light released by the sun seed is very gentle. It is clearly the result of the extreme cold power and the extreme sun's berserk energy neutralizing each other. This blue-colored light has many crystal granules. They are formed from energy. These tiny granules contain very powerful energy. The imperial sound Heavenly Mother only absorbed for a while, and then was unable to absorb anymore. It's done. The imperial sound Heavenly Mother promptly shouted. Qin Yun stored the divine space ice dragon pearl. The imperial sound Heavenly Mother also promptly walked out of the Nine Dragons' Heaven Origin formation. After she took off her robe, her beautiful jade body, her skin is sparkling and translucent. There's a faint layer of rosy, white and red. It is like a beautiful jade. Before, her skin was dry and also had a layer of black gas. Now, her flesh and blood are filled with lively vitality. The gloominess in her eyes has completely disappeared. They have become bright and beautiful. Her eyes are filled with spirituality. Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother, quickly put on your clothes. Qin Yun faintly smiled. No matter what, I'm still a man. Palace King, of course I know you are a man. The Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother, sweetly smiled. I also know you've seen many beauties, but this is your first time seeing the Heavenly Mother, right? Aren't you very interested in the Heavenly Mother? I am only satisfying your curiosity. The Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother, is a bit disappointed in her heart because she cannot see any desire in Qin Yun's eyes. In other words, she is not the least bit attractive to Qin Yun. She took out a red dress and slowly put it on in front of Qin Yun. Qin Yun is also watching from the side. There is no fluctuation in his eyes. It is as if he is looking at a very normal thing. Many thanks to your help, I was able to be reborn. A charming and beautiful smile appeared on the Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother's oval face. You are indeed an enemy of the Heavenly Tao. Originally, I was about to die, but you pulled me back. Then do you feel like giving birth to a child? Qin Yun asked. I also don't know. Maybe we'll take a period of time. The Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother said with light smile. If I am really pregnant, then you can be considered the father of that child. The corner of Qin Yun's eyebrows twitched. He promptly waved his hand and yelled, Don't talk nonsense. I did not do anything. The Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother giggled and said, Relax, I am not pregnant. As for the reason, I don't know. But I have indeed been reborn through the sun's seed. Even if you are pregnant, it will be a fatherless child. Qin Yun sighed and said, The sun's seed is yours. You should be the child's father. The Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother said with smile. Back when the Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother was about to die, she always had a gloomy appearance. Now that she has been reborn, she has become very playful. I won't admit it, Qin Yun said with smile. Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother, you must remember our cooperation. The Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother stopped smiling and said, Of course I remember our cooperation. After I regain my vitality, my strength has become even stronger. It will not be a problem to deal with those old Heavenly Mothers. Qin Yun wants to obtain those altars, but his own strength is not enough. So he needs the help of the Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother. I don't want those altars in your hands. You will have to return them. Qin Yun said, I will get them when I have the opportunity in the future. As for the other Heavenly Mother's altars, I will definitely take them. Palace King, you seem to be very attached to those altars. Are they of any use to you? With your strength, you can also make those altars. It's just that it will take some time. The Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother asked. These altars were originally sun altars, but now they have become love god's altars. Qin Yun's expression suddenly sank. You have a grudge with the love god? The Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother, seems to have noticed something. Enemy, how much do you know about the love god? Qin Yun said. The Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother's beautiful eyes flashed. She asked, Then tell me, what kind of grudge do you have with the love god? She betrayed me. Qin Yun said coldly. She was once a very capable subordinate of mine. Because of her betrayal, my sect was exterminated, and I, who was once the king of gods, also fell because of it. She even killed my lover. The Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother slightly exclaimed. So there's such a thing. No wonder the love god received so many rewards in the heavenly law divine realm. What kind of status does she have in the heavenly law divine realm? Qin Yun said. For many years, he has always wanted to understand the love god better. She is a heavenly mother, but she doesn't have many heavenly people in her hands. Furthermore, she is a very important heavenly mother. That's all I know. The Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother said. You have been with her for so long, yet you don't know that she is a heavenly mother? That you're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.